Hi. I realized I should have typed up what happened last time. And I started doing that, but it's a little incomplete, but I will share part of it. So, good morning, by the way. Let me start with that. Let me actually start with good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wait. Actually, let's do hugs today. Hugs. Good morning. Yeah, so keyframes. Keyframes is really cool. I like the interface of it, and we playing the demo. We didn't finish the demo, but what happened last time is we took a quiz. Here, wait, I'm gonna put it in there, but I'll also explain it. We took a quiz. So that's part one. So last time we took a quiz that determined our character's personality type, and then we began a day in the life of at college. And there's a party that her and her friends are going to be setting up. Well, not setting. It's not their party. They're helping set up. So they go down there to do that. But on her way to meet up with them, because she woke up late and they were waiting for her in the parking lot. After they went shopping, she met another college student. We didn't get their name. We don't know the name of this college student, but they had a good interaction. They played off each other well. Partially because of the options I chose. It's yeah. And then at the party we meet. Split up by, what was her name? Rain? I think I'm forgetting a letter. And we, Raina, the student gov president. Yep, I'm so good with typing. I'm actually pretty okay with typing. I can touch type. That's what it's called, right? Bum, bum. I like the music here. It reminds you of something. I might have spelled Raina's name wrong. We meet Jamie, who doing the baking and doesn't like attention, though is popular. And that's everything that has happened in short. That is a summary. The summary of what happened. Yep, that's decent. That's a decent summary. Yep. All right. Cool. Is there anything else I need to go over before I get officially started? I have other demos that I can play after this. So if I finish this before I get off, like before it's been a long enough time, don't worry. We have stuff in our back pocket. We got a card up our sleeve. No, but yeah, and I have a couple of different ones. I haven't figured out that thing that happened yesterday. If you are aware, yesterday and the day before and a couple of weeks ago, my desktop audio on OBS is kind of like taken over by, I don't know, like it wasn't like my desktop audio was gone, but we started hearing some person who was like singing, and pretty sure yesterday he sneezed, if I recall correctly, and it was just weird. It's just weird. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I scanned my laptop for viruses, and my laptop didn't find anything, so next time I guess I'll be uninstalling and reinstalling OBS. But not just yet. But anyways, what do we have here? I know I looked at all this stuff, but I wanted to show off some of this because, yeah, look, they've got this. Or you can, we haven't unlocked anything here, but I like the with it. Intertwine. It is the same person. Okay, so in the credits, there was a person, Crescents is one of the programmers, and I was like, oh, hey, because when I played this game, this is the day before I had played Intertwine, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Crescents is the same person who worked on Intertwine or not. Like, oh, that's funny. And it is, because they've got the Intertwine poster. I didn't even notice that last time. It's so cool. It's so cool. That's cool. That's cool. Screen motion is enabled. Oh, look, it's Discord. It's a butterfly. Oh, it's blue sky. Blue sky's a butterfly, right? I don't really need to go back to the interface, but just in case I wanted to show off the interface again because it's so neat. Okay, loading. As we know, I save a lot because I'm on page 3. Oh my gosh, I save a lot. You can't really see. This is the person whose name we didn't learn. Hang on. See, you can kind of see them. We didn't learn their name, but they're very sociable and a bit flirty. You can't see Cameron in either of those. Okay, we're gonna load this up. See, so this is Deja, and that's Cameron. And then and that's Jamie. And those are the people we've met besides Reina, but I'm sure Reina will pop up again and I'll be able to show you who Reina is. If I go in a little more detail, so oh yeah, this is the personality quiz. It was so cool, and so was this. This was really cool. The whole setup. Hang on, I'm just gonna show you a little bit. We're not even gonna do the whole thing. Just gonna show you a little bit, and I probably don't even need to change the name, but this is like a little refresher, a little refresher. Again, with this, they let you choose your pronouns, and then you choose how you are referred. So you can do both feminine and masculine, or you could do neither, or you could do one of the. We could do masculine, or you could do feminine, and then they let you choose your handwriting. Look, you choose your handwriting. Isn't that so cool? You get to choose your handwriting. I think I want this one for Zora. But isn't it so cool? Look at the handwritings. Okay, and then right, and there's this so there's gonna be a feature in the game where at some point you'll have to oops, I already messed it up. I don't know, it's so I just want to keep doing it. Okay, yeah, so I think I have it at default right now, but yeah, so then that's the item customizing. Okay, so that's that. And now how do I pull up right, there we go. This is the save screen. We want to load. We were running to the parking lot, and they called out, and then the character stops in the middle of the road, and then they swerve to try not to hit her and landed in a bush. And you have the option to check on them or not. We checked on them, and they goodness. They were okay. They were also flirty, but it was also banter a little bit. It was fun. It was fun. Deja and Cameron are the main character's friends. Deja is the main character's roommate. Cameron Cameron. They're in the same department. Major. That's the word I'm looking for. But a year above the main character, if I recall correctly. Deja is on student government. Raina, who I don't have a screen cap of, is also in student government. She's the student government president. And she's friends with Jamie Porter over here, who is a baker and well known on school campus. Jamie, the main character didn't really recognize him because the main character didn't ever actually meet Jamie or see Jamie, just heard about Jamie, but also didn't like commit the name to memory or anything. So she was like, I don't know. But then two of the student government people came in and they were like, oh, what? Jamie's here? Because Jamie was there in secret. But we got them to leave after a minute of awkwardness where they didn't realize that things were awkward. Right, this game has a log, but it doesn't have a rewind. And so I gotta make sure I save. So I gotta be very mindful of the... Okay, I wasn't sure if there was anything before. So... yeah, so this is where we are. So after we helped out with the cupcakes, and the cupcakes are just about done. Jamie's just waiting for the last batch to cool. And then we'll ice the rest of them. But we've iced all the rest of the other cupcakes because it was a big order. Is my mic on? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that a lot. Okay, oh, that's what it is. I forgot my glasses again. And I really was like, I'll make sure I get my glasses this time, because I forgot them yesterday. But I didn't grab them. That's just whatever. Okay, so I think I went over everything. Did I miss anything? There's a scavenger hunt. There's going to be a scavenger hunt. And there's going to be a $500 prize. And Deja helped hide everything and was like, hey, we got to participate in the scavenger hunt. But because the group spent so long in the car, Raina came over and was like, Deja, you're planning on cheating, aren't you? And Deja was like, we're not going to. Which we in the end we did. They weren't gonna because of the way the character responds. But Raina decides to go rehide everything. So womp womp. But there will be a scavenger hunt. Oh wait, there's one more thing to go over. So we have stats. I'm assuming these are based on the personality type you start with, like what the setup is, and I think you can raise your stats, probably by certain options you make through the game. But you can raise your stats, but based on what your stats are, sometimes there'll be options that are like a little check, and what you choose, if it goes well, it will depend on what your stats are. It's not like always. I've only done one so far that was like that. But yeah, and then there's this we haven't seen it in game yet. I didn't read the example because I didn't want to spoil it, which you don't read the page. But they play a game called What Are the Odds? And it's something about number choosing, and then like if I understand it correctly, one of them will be like, hey, what are the odds for you to eat this entire pizza? I know, eat this entire pizza is just the first example I could think of. And the other person 2 would be like, you could choose a number from 1 to 10. If they choose a number that's like to 10, it's like that lowers the chances that they'll do it. If they choose a number like 2, it'll increase the chances. So then it's like, okay, 1 from 10, right? So what are the odds that you're gonna eat this entire pizza? Person 1 says. Person 2 says 8. And then they go 3, 2, 1, and they both say a number from 1 to 8. And if it's the same number, then they gotta eat the entire pizza. And if it's not, then they don't have to eat the entire pizza. So person 1's number is 7, and person 2's number is 7. Then person 1, in that sense, kind of wins, quote unquote. And then person 2's gotta eat the entire pizza. Now, eating the pizza is just an example because, yeah, but it's supposed to be a game that's supposed to help them get a little bit out of their comfort zones, I think, to like expand on doing things. And then the quick time events were those arrow key things that I just did in the little customization. Yep. And so there's going to be some actions that sometimes will need that. So maybe I should try to keep my fingers on the keyboard. Okay, let's actually read now. Now that I've gone through everything that I could think of. Let's get started. I think I recapped everything. Bro, Intertwine is so good. Sorry, just for the Intertwine poster wasn't here. Intertwine you should go get it. It's on Itch.io. I always call it Itch.io. Hang on, should I share the link to it? Where do I have the link to it on hand? Ooh, I might not. I have the Keyframes link on hand. Keyframes demo on Steam. Boop. Wait. Boop. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna grab the Intertwine one too because I was really enjoying Intertwine, and I feel like people should play it on their own time. You know, like they should play it. I didn't do the ending on stream because I was like, no, people need to play this. Yeah, so that happened. So I played last week on Thursday. Yesterday on Thursday I played Potion Craft. Intertwine on Itch.io. I always call it Itch.io, but I've seen people refer to it as just Itch, and so I'm like, oh. Anyways, on to throw those in there. Okay, there they are. Here we go. Now I'll start reading. Now we will carry on. Sorry, look at the interface. I really like the interface. Okay, yeah, we do have to say default. I want to check that real quick. Okay. You left through the back door, making sure to lock it behind you. Immediately, you're hit with a wave of sound. Whoops. I read that really weirdly. You left through the back door, making sure to lock it behind you. Immediately, you were hit by a wave of sound, chatter, and clatter in equal measure as students hustled back and forth across the lawn. Jeez. Oh, I did spell her name right. Sorry. Jeez. You knew Raina went hard on the school's sanctioned events, but you didn't think she'd go this far for a trial run. And speaking of, skirting around groups of other students, you looked high and low, circling around the most crowded parts of the yard. Toward the back, the property transitioned into the riverbank, and it was there that you spotted Raina standing under the grand willow tree with her hand on her chin. There she was. Time to check in. Oh, this was prime time for a little prank. We're going to check in. It's the prime time for Prime Time by Janelle Monáe featuring, oh shoot, I forget. There's a name in my head, but I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not going to say it. I'm back! Zora, my dear. She looked over her shoulder her signature smile blooming on her lips as she spun on the balls of her feet. Okay, so how'd everything go? Raina regarded you with a little tilt of her head, her smile cooling a little. I heard there was an interruption, maybe? Yeah, but it was pretty quick. I get why you were worried, though. Uh-huh. Anyway, your friend said he'd definitely be done on time, and that's why I'm back. You were careful not to state said friend's name out loud. Raina arched an eyebrow, and a knowing glint entered her eye as she held her hand out for you to return her spare key. And how do you get along with that friend of mine? Okay. The rumors are right. That man was unfairly hot, and you were thankful for it. Whatever the rumors said, he'd been kind of cold, mean even. Raina had put it best. He was skittish, and for a good reason. You were a little relieved and a little bemused by how normal he'd been. You'd helped him because Raina asked you to, and you didn't really care for his company past that. I think one of these two. He was skittish for good reason, or he was normal. I'll say... well... he was skittish, and for good reason. Yeah, she didn't even recognize who he was at first, so maybe I'll go with that one, because she didn't realize he was like, But he was pretty normal. What? Wait. I know what words mean. But sometimes I want to define a word to be absolutely sure. See, because look, okay, so I just looked up, I just looked up the word bemused, right? And according to definitions from Oxford Languages, it means puzzled, confused, or bewildered, and I wasn't going to fully get that. You were a little relieved and a little bemused by how normal he'd been. Raina had put it best. He was skittish, and for good reason. You were a little relieved and a little bemused by how normal he'd been. Raina put it best. He was skittish, and for good reason. Well, I saved. Yeah, I saved on this very option. We'll try this. I might reload. I don't know. I need to see. You know how like when I play Our Life, sometimes like I just need to see what the response is to know which one I'm thinking. Like, because sometimes they have a certain, like tone, and you can't. Sometimes I don't fully comprehend, or I miss something, or there's just something that I didn't expect. And so I want to make sure that I choose this correctly to me, to my standards. I'll see. For everything that I heard about him, he's kind of just a guy. In an okay way. I mean, I don't really know if I can make a fuss. He was just, making flowers, being him. Seemed fine. I see. Okay, I'm going to save this. Well, we read that one. I'm going to see what the other one is. I'm gonna see. At first, I didn't get why you wanted to keep the door shut, but then... yeah, you know, that kind of thing, people getting into space, happens to him a lot. He's developed kind of a sixth sense for avoiding it. Well, you were gone a while, so I'll trust you're the reason he'll do just fine. Thanks. I gotta see now if that's like where the conversation ends there. And then I gotta decide which one I want to stick with. Yeah, that's where it ends. He is kind of just a guy, you know? Okay. Did I think I was going to be able to make an easy decision after reading both of those? I did. I did think. Okay. I flipped a coin. We're sticking with this one. Excuse me. Raina clapped her hands softly together, bobbing on her feet as she backed into administration mode. There's one more thing. Cam's getting the food started, so can you join them and help man the grills for a while? The grills? Suddenly, Raina's smile looked a lot more nefarious. You do know about... I do. I'm of the opinion they deserve as many chances to improve as it takes. Raina? And besides, I'm sending you to look after them, aren't I? You're an enabler. Always. Now go before they burn something. You were off like a shot, zipping between tables and students while trying to keep a calm face. Cameron wasn't a bad cook at all. The problem was they'd be working near an open flame. You wouldn't go so far as to say they're a pyromaniac, but, well, they tended to call fires pretty, and they had a fondness for staring right into them. You could smell coals catching. Oh no. Skidding onto the scene, you whipped an accusatory finger up to a certain ill-assigned grill master. Down, Cam! Down! Cameron yelped, spinning around with their hands and a pair of tongs held toward the sky. Zora, I always forgot all the voices, guys. I forgot every single voice. Shush! I've caught you gasoline-handed. My hands are clean. It was a figure of speech. Also, you know you can't be 5 feet near an open flame. The Magna Carta binds us all. You don't have to invoke that, do you? The grill covers the fire, so... They deflated with a dramatic sigh, peeking at you with furtive hope. You, Deja, and Cam had a number of binding agreements between you. Thanks to various incidents over the past 2 years, the Magna Carta was one of the more serious ones. That didn't mean there wasn't room for leniency, of course. You just had to be sure it was safe leniency. Well, the good news is Raina sent me to help you. Just promise to take this seriously? Cam's eyes sparked as they pressed a curled fist to their chest, nodded, and turned to find you an apron. You were officially on the line with trusty Cameron as your head chef. And we're off. Fire at will. Just kidding. Kebabs and burger patties hit the grates with a chorus of happy hisses, and Cameron clicked their tongs gleefully. The air quickly filled with the smell of cooking meat, and volunteers all over the yard started to perk up. Food hitting the grill, of course, meant that prep time was winding down and the party would be starting soon. The end was within sight, or within scent. Now we're at a barbecue. Zora, grab that tray. You got it. With your own pair of tongs, you piled skewers and patties in rows, swapping out trays as you needed. Cameron flipped a fresh batch right afterward, and working together, you had the first of several buffet tables stocked in no time. Then came the vegetarian options, the mixed skewers, the hot dogs, the buns, tray by tray, stack by stack. You worked in tandem, trading easy jokes and laughs under the cheerful spring sun. It's time, people. We're gonna have guests arriving soon. The squeak of a megaphone drew your eye to where Raina stood, waving one hand overhead as she waited for everyone to turn her way. She wore a wide, brave smile, and the crowd naturally hushed as the student government waited for its president to speak. No time for pep talks. I appreciate all of you for being here, and I have no doubt this is going to be a great event. Let's keep our heads in the game, but let's also have fun, okay? Now on 3, we all scream, "Let's go, chickadees." 1, 2, let's go, chickadees! And the party was on. The volunteers dispersed with loud cheers, and music started to play from speakers set up on the lawn. There was an answering cheer from outside. The first guests came through the gate in droves. Welcome, everyone. I know I asked you to come hungry, but give our crew a little more time, and that way we'll have something ready for everyone. Dance, play, run, have fun. Go on. Raina's voice blared through the megaphone once more, effortlessly steering all the new arrivals away and saving you and Cameron from an untimely ignoble not honorable in character or purpose, of humble origin or social status. So not honorable in character or purpose. Okay, I can't explain it, but I get it. Raina's voice blared through the megaphone. Oh wait, I read that. Yeah, ignoble. Yep. You glanced at each other with rueful grins, but before you could pick up the next tray, the SGB Prez herself popped up right next to you. Hello, my little helpers. In a flash, she held both sets of tongs in her hands, clicking them as she nudged you both aside. Thanks for all your hard work. I'll take over from here. We're free? Thanks to Zora, who reduced your sentence by keeping you all honest. She winked, waving dismissively as you and Cameron set about untying your aprons. Deja should be around the fire pit if you're looking for her. Go play, frolic, go forth, so forth. Frolic? It's a large backyard. Do what your heart desires. Now be gone. With a final wave of her scepter, tongs, Raina turned back to the grill. Newly dismissed, you and Cameron hustled back toward the riverbank, circling around the crowds until you reached an area strewn with lawn chairs. Deja was right at the center, lounging with her bare feet kicked up on the edge of the unlit fire pit. Dee! Hi, Deja! You both sped in a trot, and you reached out to steady the lawn chair as Cameron folded down onto their knees to flop over Deja's legs. Hello, my doves. How's the party? Barely started. While you claimed the second lawn chair, Deja lowered her head, a faint frown crossing her face. Cameron, why do you smell like smoke? Because I was cooking. She raised a single eyebrow and Cameron sat up to pass the buck, scrambling away to perch on your armrest with a mischievous laugh. Zora was supervising. The fire was very pretty. I'm kidding. Raina put us on grill duty for a bit. You should have seen the folks prepping the food earlier. They were putting skewers together so fast I thought I was seeing double. Were they working outside? Pretty much. I heard someone say they weren't allowed in the kitchen, so yeah. What were you up to, Zora? I was indoors, decorating cupcakes. What? That sounds more like fun than work. Not necessarily. I'm gonna guess it was an unholy amount of cupcakes. Something like that. The impulse flickered briefly into your head to reveal who you'd been helping, but before you could raise the point, Cameron stretched out on the grass with a cozy sigh. Whew. Well, we finally have a little downtime. Deja, how about you? Your roommate grimaced, gently gesturing down at where her heels lay abandoned under her chair. After I was done delegating, Raina asked me to bring care packages to her neighbors to apologize for all the party noise. Man, when Raina plans a party, she plans to kill. Tell me about it. I had to make so many trips back and forth. Hey, check it out. 10 o'clock. You glanced casually to one side, spotting two people setting up a volleyball net on the riverbank. Nearby, a third person stacked spare cases of drinks, establishing the corners of a makeshift court. I hate to say it, but that looks like a safety issue. They're all adults. Besides, it looks like they know what they're doing. As Deja waved a hand lazily, one of the strangers spun a volleyball. Sorry, one second. Okay. As Deja waved a hand lazily, one of the strangers spun a volleyball in their hands, laughing at something their friends were saying. It certainly did look like they were in their element. Why haven't we ever played volleyball? That was a joke, right? I'm gonna assume it was a joke. Deja's easygoing smile chilled, and you smothered a small chuckle. It's a little fast-paced, huh? Yeah, I don't know if you've forgotten this about me, Cam, but sports and I don't mix. Cameron shrugged absentmindedly, ripping up a handful of grass to fiddle with. Come on, volleyball's fun. What's so fun about it? All sports are the same. You run around, you sweat, you go home. It's way more than that. For one thing, the players are in different positions and everyone's got their own strengths. So you have to build a team first. And then you're down to you have to build a team first, and then you're down to things like, okay, are you a quick tempo team or are you built around your libero? Around your what? And then if you're an aggressive team, what happens if your rivals are aggressive? Or what if they're really defensive and you've got to adjust on the fly? And the whole time you've got to keep the ball moving like whoom and blam and shoot. Cameron, where is this coming from? How come you know so much about volleyball now? Anime. Cameron, that's anime. In real life, I'm going to sit in the shade and I'm going to relax. Oh, it's just volleyball, unless it's not, I don't know, soccer? You laughed softly to dispel the rising tension, and Deja gave you a sharp look before her expression softened into something calmer. Cameron had caught on as well as they eased off the pressure, turning to you instead with a rueful shrug. Wait, have you actually played before? I haven't. Technically I have played before because in my schools, and I can make this part of her schools too, we played volleyball a couple times in PE. But the options are I haven't played before either, and yep, I've played before. And I mean, I guess I might as well. I kept the cupcake thing. And knowing how to decorate cupcakes, so I think she knows how to decorate better than I do. I don't know how to make flower designs. Cough. But I have played a little bit before. Not like I've played. So I guess I'll say, yep, I've played before, but I don't know. It feels almost like a lie, but like it's not really. We played volleyball, but we also played like, yeah, we played actual volleyball. I just had to think about it for a second. But yeah, we had to play actual volleyball. So yep, I've played volleyball because I was thinking about different variations that I've played before too, because like there was this one version in my high school PE class where it was kind of volleyball, but the gym was split into four sections. And the ball was like one of those big exercise balls kind of, and you like boom, 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 like to the different ones. And if it falls, it falls. You know, your team loses the point. But there's 4 teams instead of the 2 teams. But I've played actual volleyball where there's 2 teams and we just like were lined up on the thing too. That was in PE, but it counts. I've played it before. It hurts a little, like when the ball hits your forearm. Like there's a certain way you're supposed to hit it, I think. I don't really quite remember, but like it hurts. Ugh. I don't like setting. Volleyball's not really for me, but I've played before. I played, yep. I can't, wait, let me read it exactly. Yep, I've played before. Oh, then could you play with me sometime? I mean, not today. Maybe fate was listening, since the next instant you heard rapid footfalls on soft grass. Running up to you was one of the volleyball players, the one who'd had the ball.
Hey, how's it going?
With a stranger in the mix, Cameron immediately clammed up. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice them slipping down to sit awkwardly on their hands, shredded grass and all. You and Deja settled smoothly in your respective roles without missing a beat. We're doing fine. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I'm Elio, he/him.
Elio. See, I was going to pronounce that Elio, but now I know it's Elio. And that's what I appreciate about things that are voiced. Then if I say it wrong, it's my fault entirely because you told me, but I know what the actual thing is and I shouldn't say it wrong. You know? He stuck a hand out and you took it for a brief shake. Nice to meet you, Elio. I'm Zora, she/her pronouns. That's Deja,
She, her, thanks.
And this is Cameron, they, them. Cameron meekly nodded, not quite making eye contact as they mustered a small smile.
Nice to meet you all. So hey,
Elio, the way my brain said it was Elio, right? Elio jabbed a thumb over his shoulder. Oh my gosh, I can't read. I was looking at shoulder, so my brain just like took that part. Sometimes I do that. I apologize. I said her shoulder. Nuts. Elio jabbed a thumb over his shoulder, pointing to the volleyball court with a bright grin.
my buddies and I are gearing up for a game, and well, 2-on-1 isn't exactly an even match. Any chance you three would want to play? Just for fun, no points. Unless you want them.
At the glint in his eye, you had half a feeling he actually preferred to play for points no matter what he said. Here was Cameron's golden opportunity, practically falling into your laps, but when you looked at them, Cam was staring down at their legs, looking a little shaky. You know, can you give us just a quick moment?
No prob. You know where to find me.
Elio jogged back to his friends, and at your beckoning, Deja helped you nudge Cameron up and toward the big willow tree, its trailing branches giving you some privacy from the rest of the party. Cameron, are you okay? Yeah, never mind. I changed my mind. Hands fisted in the hem of their hoodie, Cameron kept staring down at their feet, all traces of earlier excitement snuffed completely out. Cam, if this is because... No, I know you don't like sports. Forget I said anything. I got carried away. It's fine. We can sit. I don't want to play. You and Deja exchanged silent looks. It was never easy seeing Cameron freeze up like this. They were in effervescent. They were an effervescent, sincere person. I'm looking up another word, guys. Effervescent. Vivacious and enthusiastic. They were an effervescent, sincere person, always ready to have fun, but they were also a huge wallflower, whose anxiety often forced them to stay on the sidelines at larger events. It was unfortunately very easy to guess that they were mentally kicking themselves for backing down. This time, when you looked at Deja, you made a slightly pleading face. Well, it's a party. Better Raina's backyard than an actual gym. The fact that she was even considering it was a major concession, but one you knew she'd be willing to make. She was a strong-willed person, and you loved her for it. But Deja was never one to crush a friend's wishes outright. The problem was that this particular wish involved physical exertion, which Deja loathed with perfect simplicity. Cameron was already backtracking, and so, as a friend to them, both you... Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I couldn't read, guys. I was like, where does this both go? I was like, how do I read this both? Like, where? Like, Lily is not like a complete sentence with the comma after the both. Okay. Cameron was already backtracking, and so, as a friend to them both, you merely had to contribute a little change of perspective. How about this? What are the odds we play volleyball today? Deja paused, tilting her head with a thoughtful sound. More importantly, Cameron paused too, and they actually peeked up at you, starting to look cautiously interested. 3? 3? Man. Could be worse, at least it's not 2. Wait, I think I need to reread how those work. That's gonna confuse me later, but I'm gonna leave it. Okay, wait. I know it's gonna pop up, but I'm going to. Well, no, I'll let it keep going, and then we'll see. It'll explain it. A 33% chance is still 33% more than I'd prefer, but. She shrugged gracefully, shredding her veneer of hesitation and sliding her hair back over one shoulder. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. Okay, so let's read this whole page. Though we've given you the option to play through Keyframes events as reluctantly as you wish, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to enjoy what life has to offer. What Are the Odds is a game you, Deja, and Cam play in the name of trying new things. Based on the results of this minigame, your character may participate in a follow-up event. For example, during the barbecue, your character asks Cam to play Watto to determine if the trio should play volleyball. Heads up, we rigged that moment as an example. But when it's your turn to be prompted, we won't rig the results, we promise. Great, I was kind of hoping this one was rigged. There are 2 ways for Watto to start. You prompt someone to play, a character prompts you. The prompter asks, what are the odds of an action that they want to see the prompted do? The prompted gives a number between 1 and 10. The higher the number, the lower the chances. The 2 count down, and then say a number between 1 and the response, example 1 and 5. If they choose the same number, the prompted has to do what was asked of them. If they don't, then nothing happens. Yeah, it's great that moment is rigged. I feel like, oh, don't read it. It just doesn't say much. Okay. So Cam, it's you and me. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Please type a moment from 1 to 3. Press enter when you're done. Ooh, do we want to do 2 or do we want to do 3? I know. I was gonna do 3, but I think I'm gonna do 2. We're going to 2. 2. Well. Oh, nice. Before they could help themselves, they hopped up. They topped. When it's 2 P's, it's hopped, right? And if it was hoped if it's 1. Oh my gosh. This is the only language I actually know, and I can't read well. Alright. Before they could help themselves, they hopped, finding that some of their excitement from earlier as they let out a laugh unbidden. To the side, Deja smiled and shook her head. It was impossible to be upset if they were going to be this endearing about it. For the record, you don't have to back down when it comes to us. I know, I just didn't want to push you. It's not fun if I'm the only one who wants to be there. You gonna be okay? They took a breath, then let go of their hoodie, nodding as they lifted their head. Yeah, I want to try. I have both of you, so it's not as terrifying, I think. That's good. Let us know if you need a break. I will. Sorry. As you moved toward the volleyball net, one of Elio's friends caught sight of you first, lifting an arm for a friendly wave. At that, Elio turned to face you, wearing a wide beaming grin.
Hey, you want to play after all.
Caveat, we're not going to be good, but yes.
That's great. Let's get some quick intros out of the way. Gang, these are opponents. Opponents, meet the gang.
Not exactly the best introduction, but it's a start. One of the gang was standing off to the side, apparently spacing out, but the other, redheaded with freckles, stepped up with another small wave. In the same movement, they plucked the volleyball out of Elio's hands, ignoring his little sound of protest. I'm Rory. I'm this guy's RA.
Come on, you're not just my RA.
Dude, I love you, I do, but saying your RA is your friend, saying your RA is like your friend asking your parent to take you to prom.
What? No, you're still my friend.
Until your actual buddies get here, sir. And this. They leaned over, looping the third student under their arm and tugging them closer. Is Keegan. Both of us prefer he/they pronouns, and Keegs uses they a little more often. Don't take it the wrong way if they don't look at you. He's usually halfway out of whatever's going on. I'm listening. Sometimes you are, buddy. Sometimes you are. Keegan rolled their eyes gently before tilting their head at you. What's up? This game, I guess. The sky, some clouds, a bird probably. Should I go on? A better question is what's down, aka you guys after this game. Not much. What's up with you? I'm gonna hit the save. We're gonna hit that save. And I don't know if this option's obnoxious or not. It just sometimes before you even realize it, you're responding with a literal response. But this seems intentional since this shall I go on. But like, what's up? The game, I guess. Not much. What's up with you? I saved. I saved. Also, not much. And the combo of the year goes to not these two. That's funny. I think I'm gonna keep it like that, but I want to see what would have happened if I said the other thing. Simply because I was a little tempted to. Oh wow! It went wow. I'll save this one too, but I guess I'll go to the other one because I did choose it.
To be fair, you did walk right into that.
Hang on, wait. Okay. Yeah, go back to the first one. I flipped a coin to check. How I flip the coins when I do those checks is I just flip a coin, and since it's between two options, I go top option, bottom option, because of where it is on that. And I do have to remind myself after the fact, like which one was top and which one was bottom options, and this one was the top option. And yeah, so we're gonna go back to the other one. Yeah, because the coin told me to.
Hey, that's fine. Who needs to talk when we've got volleyball?
Elio swiped quickly for the ball, and Rory stuck their arm out of the way before sticking their tongue out and dropping the ball into Elio's waiting hand.
So, simple game of keepy-uppy? Or do we want to play for points? Fair warning, though, I'm not bragging, but if we play for real, I'll win.
Way to keep your teammates in mind, kiddo.
Okay, you can share in the title, but the crown's still mine.
I realize. Look, I went. What is an RA? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I knew that. I read that in a comic. Listen, I went to community college. I didn't go to a dorm. There was that glint in his eye again, a hint of competitive spirit hidden by that easygoing smile. He wasn't the only competitive one. Here, victory would be yours. I'm not competitive. Unfortunately for him, you were hoping for something a bit more casual. What did Deja and Cameron think? Yeah, I'm gonna click on that one because like they're new, so like they probably don't want to play for points. But what if they did? But they just said they weren't gonna be very good at it. But I don't want to make a decision for them. You know?
I'd rather we keep it casual. We haven't played before, but don't go too easy on us. That'd be demeaning.
I hear you. Sure, we can play a shorter game too. Say 15 points.
And before you ask, he will still count the points, even if we're just messing around. It's a reflex.
It is indeed a reflex, but really, there's no pressure.
That sounds doable.
All right, the first serve's all yours.
Okay, I'm expecting this one's gonna have the quick time event, and I gotta be ready. Hold up, I'm gonna switch my mouse to my left hand because I want to be able to click and have my fingers on the quick time buttons. Oh shoot. No, I switched it. I don't know if wait, 1, 2, click. Awesome. Okay. Elio lobbed the ball underhanded, sending it in a high, slow arc. You caught it with a low oomph, moving to the back line of the court as Elio, Rory, and Keegan ducked under the net. So, what now? I have to reiterate, I really don't know what I'm doing here. Zora, are you gonna be a blocker or a king? What? A king? Yeah, wait, nope, that was an anime thing. Teshache? That's it. We're screwed. Hey, you still got me. Between my skills and Cameron's smarts, I think we've got this in the bag. Let's just focus on having fun. Here. Losing helps with character development, you know? Okay, we're going to We're going to focus on having fun. I'm gonna be honest. I do want to win. I just don't think we can.
Ready whenever you are.
Ilio called it from his spot all the way across the court, where he was already poised to receive your first serve. Keegan and Rory were close to the net, relaxed and idly watching for your next move. Just a sec. Quickly you cobbled together a rough strategy. Your friends would be closer to the net, Deja to set, and Cameron to block and spike. You'd have to cover the rest on your own. Standing at the back line, you tossed the ball up once, then twice, testing its weight, then shifted your weight into a familiar stance. The ball spun a little in your grasp as you searched for the right grip. Yeah, doing the first serve is a little difficult because you got to get it just right. You gotta, and
Looks like someone knows how to play.
You can tell?
For sure. You had a little pregame warm-up going over there. It's an athlete thing.
He read you effortlessly, and that was a little embarrassing. Now that he pointed it out, might as well show off. Athlete was a generous term. You don't want to expect too much from you. Yeah, that's... yeah, athlete is a very generous term there. Don't just like with the cupcake decorating, it was like, well, don't expect too much. Don't expect too much. Me consistently not like if these options were stat building options, that I'm definitely not building her confidence. That's a little taco. Did I hit the mic? Okay. You rotated the ball between your index fingers, hesitating on the serve as you tested for height and the relative speed you needed to hit it. Are you really sure you want this?
Absolutely. Don't worry about it too much. We're here to have fun. And win.
I love eyebrows like that. Sorry, it's just like I looked at that and I was like, I looked at his eyebrow and I was like, oh, hey, actually, his hat is kind of the same shape as a hat that I have. My hat is green and has a face on it, and it's a frog face. But his hat looks like that. It's a bucket hat, and it's loop. Yeah. Okay, see, I was right. I knew it. The QuickTime event was coming up. As in real life, you may find yourself faced with a quick action or choice while playing. QuickTime events and keyframes can come in two types. Key inputs, time choices. Time choices require you to select an option from a menu before time runs out, like Minecraft Story Mode or Life is Strange. I feel like there's a third game that I could think of, but I am blanking on it. But you know, like games like that. Those are the time choices. And key inputs challenge you to enter up to 5 directional inputs in a given time limit. An example of a key input prompt is below. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Oh wait. Right, left, down. I know the directions, it's just hard when I have to say the directions, you know? Like, that way. Why? Key input results sometimes scale according to how many successful inputs you make. Different degrees of success or failure can lead to slightly different results. Should I slow this down? My team wants to win. Should I slow it down? I know I did just fine with the default setting, but I think we're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to slow it down a little bit because I'm nervous. And I don't want to let Deja down. She wants to win, so we're gonna win this for her. Okay. Taking a small running start, you lobbed the ball straight up. It caught a spin, rotating as it fell, and your hand met the ball with a hearty smack, and it flew neatly over the net, spinning furiously as it plunged towards the ground. For all his eagerness, Elio twisted too far as he moved to receive, and the ball smacked cleanly off his bicep, bouncing clear out of bounds.
Holy shit! Nice kill!
Cameron spun for a high five, introversion completely forgotten as they let out a victorious scream. Deja even clapped for you a few times, her earlier reluctance replaced by a small, satisfied smirk.
Hey, that was a good one.
Elio returned to the court with a chuckle, volleyball tucked safely under one arm.
Oh, if only this was a real match.
Do you play often?
A little.
A little, he says. Someone's eating his humbulos today. Watch that serve, buddy.
I know.
He shrugged off his friend's sarcasm with easy familiarity, then settled in for a simple underhanded serve. He's holding back on us.
Oh, thank God.
We've been spared.
After a few more volleys and some near misses, you found a clunky but steadily improving rhythm. You've got some real great teamwork going on over there. Neil bounced the ball back over to your side of the court, and Cameron slid sideways with reckless determination to intercept. Oh, thanks. You're not so bad yourselves. The ball didn't manage to make it quite over the net, but that just meant Cameron could catch it, then trot to the back line for a new serve. The mood was light, and no matter which team scored a point, everyone contributed casual cheers and encouragement. Elio did the most running on his side, though Rory was conveniently nearby any time the ball veered in an unpredictable direction. Keegan was thankfully a lot more lenient. They never strayed far from their spot, saving their energy so they can jump, spike, and go idle again. Altogether, the match was fairly even. I'll bet thanks to different levels of effort. Finally, the game was heading for its natural conclusion. The enticing aroma of grilled food was starting to get really distracting, and you could tell you weren't the only one sniffing hopefully at the air. God help me, this volleyball's starting to look like a delicious grilled onion. A whole onion? Yeah, all charred on the outside, sweet on the inside. Okay, how about we call it after this last volley? Yeah, sure, then we could all get some food. There was a wary course of agreement, and Elio laughed, stepping back as he prepared to serve. You think they have dip? I mean, yeah, what kind of party doesn't have dip? No, I mean like the layered stuff you have to make. 7 layers, 12 layers. Hey, focus up, guys. And 12 layers is too many layers, Rory. Everyone ready? Elio launched the final serve, and the court plunged into slow motion. He leaped, arm swinging. His hand met the ball and sailed directly toward the back line where you stood. It was as if you were moving through water. Muscles wailed in protest, and you could hear the second echoed sound of your friends' voices as you cut across the grass. The sun winked at you from behind the cover of clouds, and you positioned your hands just beneath the ball. Squaring your hips and grounding yourself, you manage to bounce it back up and toward the net, just in time for Cameron to close the gap, jump, and tap it delicately over. Elio dove, but missed. The ball thudded to the ground, securing you, Deja, and Cameron the match. Oh my gosh, are you alright? Elio sat up, his hat askew, and his face smeared with a little dirt. The damage couldn't be worse than a scratch or two, especially if he was laughing like he was. Shoot, you got me. I didn't do the voice right, but it's fine. Yeah, I was gonna try to re-say it. Okay, with a hand braced on the grass, he kicked smoothly back upright, tapping the ball with one foot to roll it back within bounds. Quickly, carelessly, he tugged his shirt up by the collar, using the fabric to wipe some of the sweat and dirt off his chin. Good game, good game. We won? It's a real underdog story. We won! Laughing, you braced yourself as Cameron dragged you and Deja in for a hug, and the three of you stumbled and spun around like an ungainingly lopsided vinyl. Oh my gosh, oh, have you seen that? I know exactly what that means. But yes, I'm so happy that I did not let them down. Especially because scavenger hunt, I don't know how it's going to turn out. We might not get that $500. We did it. See, wasn't that fun? You didn't want to play earlier. I still will never play a volleyball game again for as long as I live, but I'll admit it was pretty fun. Is this thing on? Food's ready, everyone. Can I get a heck yeah? I know, sorry guys. Like seagulls on a boardwalk, every single person at the party turned. By this point, the self-service tables were a mountain range of loaded trays and foil-wrapped goodies, but all eyes were on Raina as she stood with a megaphone in one hand and a spatula in the other. As her entire guest list stared at her in hopeful silence, she rolled her eyes, then brandished her spatula high overhead. I said, can I get a heck yeah? Heck yeah, Raina. No way, you aren't going to embarrass yourself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See, the thing is, I don't say that word. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh, tired yet. 2:25. Okay. So, I might do the whoop whoop whoop, but I might do the whoop 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 because that sounds the closest to clapping, and I would probably go woo. Yeah, we'll do that and hope that the rest of the crowd does something to cover me up. See, it's like this combined with this. I saved, right? Yeah, I saved. Okay. Jesus. Cool. We did something. Ah! We gotta have fun sometimes, guys. We can't always be a quiet little wallflower in the back corner. And that's why Zora exists. Sort of. Yeah! Heck yeah! Whoop whoop! Wasn't long before the crowd broke into cheers, and just like that, the spell was broken. Good, good, good. For Raina. Alright, kids, you better get going. You're not eating? Oh, trust me, I'm eating. I'm just gonna go look for my partner first. I'm gonna bounce too. Gonna wait for the line to calm down a bit. Oh, okay. Thanks for playing, guys. Yep. If I see your boys, I'll tell them you're in line, yeah? Rory disappeared in one direction, and Keegan drifted away in another. Elio turned to the three of you, his smile going a little lopsided as he hazarded a question. So, are you getting in line too? I'd be skipping it if I could, so yes. Deja's SGB vice president. She is kind of in charge of setup after Reina. Oh, well, let's grab a spot. I told my friends I'd hold their place too, so that's where they'll know. So that's where they'll know to find me. He didn't seem awkward at all about pulling you into the loop, even if you were still relative strangers. If anything, it looked like he was purposefully waiting for you, rather than rushing for a spot in line. That was pretty nice of him. He was a good guy overall. Again, you just met. That was kind of clingy of him. Honestly, it was cute of him to pay so much attention to you. That was nice of him, but it was basic manners. You didn't think much of it. Frankly, you'd played a game together, but you didn't care to hang out with him much more than that. Does this deafening silence mean nothing to no one but me? I know, I was really quiet there for a second. I was thinking about a couple things. One thing I was thinking about was the response of the question with, okay, because like there's like, these are like different levels, right? Like, what were the... A part of me was like, what were the options again with Jamie? Rumors were right. What other rumors said it was mean? You skittish for a reason. Your little lead was normal. I don't know. I hope I didn't say anything too negative. It didn't seem very negative. It's just like neutral, you know? So this is probably neutral, but I don't think that it's basic manners. I'll take these two off. That's a little mean. After some narrowing down options, I left with this one. Okay, is everything still on? Sometimes I come back over here and the sound is off. And so, wanted to make sure the sound is still on. Did I save? Okay, good, I did. He wasn't the only friendly stranger on campus, of course. And you'd only just met. That made it particularly sweet that he decided you were worth so much of his time and attention. Yeah, sure, sounds great. Quickly you hustled over, bunching together in between the other students, waiting excitedly for their turn. Elio turned to and fro on toes, searching the crowds before he dropped back down with a shrug. Well, if they're not here when we get up there, I'll just grab a little extra of everything. Only a little extra? Elio jolted forward as someone thumped a flat palm between his shoulders. Whoa, there you are. Hey! Hey! It's the first person! Are they all gonna be a friend group? That's gonna make this both easier and a little awkward. Leaning over his shoulder was a familiar stranger with dark gray hair, their head tilting as they leveled an easy smirk at the rest of you. When their eyes met yours, they lingered, and the smirk widened a centimeter. Hey, you. Huh, what are the odds? What were the odds? You grinned, lifting a hand for a small wave. Hey. I suppose this is your scooter story from earlier? Your scooter story, huh? You already know Percy! Yep, that's me. Him. So, sounds like you heard what happened. More or less. Something about a rom-com? Deja! Well, in any case, I'm Deja. She, her. This is Cameron, they, them. And you've met Zora. She, her, by the way. Hey, for real though, sorry about earlier. I wouldn't, With a gentle clap, he brought his hands together, bending forward slightly as his smirk was replaced by a genuinely apologetic smile. I know I was really joking around and maybe you thought it was funny. In any case, it's all good. But I'm still gonna apologize. I usually don't go that far when I'm meeting new people. Well, actually I do. Which one is it? I just lay it on really thick if I think I won't meet someone again. It's a bad habit, I'll own up to that. Whatever impression you have of me, I can only say I'm not like that all the time. No apologies necessary. It was a fun conversation. Never hurts to make sure. It's hard to believe, but some people do get fed up with me. As you reached the front of the line, Elio started passing paper plates down to each of you, looking around one more time as he did. Jamie's not with you? We found a good out-of-the-way spot to eat, so he's holding on to it. It's just us on food duty. Wait, Jamie as in... You let the question slip before you could think about it, and Percy and Elio looked at you. Probably the one you're thinking about, yeah. It was just coincidence after coincidence, wasn't it? Your luck today was something else. With a small shrug, you looked down, picking up a pair of tongs and sliding a few kebabs onto your plate. Oh, I only meant, Raina asked me to help him out earlier. Jamie's here? I asked him if he would be, but he didn't even know the barbecue was happening. Percy and Elio underwent two reactions in quick succession. Cautious curiosity at your explanation, and then blank, undisguised shock at Cameron's comment. A tomato slice slid off Elio's half-assembled burger, and without looking, Percy held out one of his two plates to catch it. You asked? Like in a conversation? Wait, now I need to double check. JV as in Porter? Percy lowered his voice to a whisper, and Cameron hesitated before nodding. You and your roommate twisted around to look at them with quizzical expressions. Since when did you know Jamie Porter? Well, I mean, we've talked. I don't know if we're friends, but I see him around campus sometimes. That was unexpected. Cameron had told you before that prior to meeting you and Deja. They'd kept their head in their books, driven to and from school with barely a thought for social interaction. Now it was coming out that they did know someone else on campus. Did that mean Jamie was in the same program as you? Or did Cameron have some extracurriculars they hadn't told you about? Huh. Percy glanced at Elio, and Elio glanced at Percy. A look passed between them, reminding you of the way you, Deja, and Cam sometimes communicated with your expressions alone. Don't get us wrong, that's totally fine. We're just surprised, that's all. Yeah, no offense, but Jamie hasn't made another friend since we met him. We thought he didn't know how. Well, that's a little... Yeah, I can't say I haven't thought that sometimes. Not the sociable type? Let's put it that way, sure. But if you two already know him, want to eat together? Cameron balked a little, but Deja pressed a drink cup and a napkin into their hand, taking the chance to give them a small, encouraging smile. Sure. Yeah, if you don't mind. Why not? Sweet. Percy, is that enough food? Oh, shoot. Hang on. Let me just... You loaded up and cleared the tables in a few more minutes, chatting idly as Percy led you on a long, circuitous route around the yard. Thanks to the absolute abundance of food, people barely paid you any attention, so you wound all the way back to the river. It was the out of the way spot. It turned out the out of the way spot was the fire pit. The long branches of the willow tree cast fluttering shadows over the two chairs there, one of which was already occupied. Oh, hello, Cameron. Jamie, glad you made it. Cameron bounced forward with uncharacteristic ease, and Jamie tipped his head to one side, his eyes gaining the faintest of twinkles. He didn't quite smile, and in fact, as Percy ambled over to drop a plate into his hands, he even dared to frown. What's this? Exactly what you asked me for, whatever I'm having. Percy dropped down to bounce himself on the armchair of Jamie's seat, and Elio settled on the edge of the fire pit with a soft chuckle. You and your friends arranged yourself almost in a mirror image, though Cameron sat on the grass so they could use the fire pit's stone border as a table. Deja tucked herself cross-legged into the remaining chair, and you turned sideways to sit on the arm. So, we hear you've got some friends you want to introduce to us. Where? Jamie blinked, and when he didn't give up the joke, Percy rolled his eyes and stabbed his fork into a chunk of grilled chicken. Never mind, I was going to make you introduce us to Cameron and Zora. That sounds unnecessary, but hello. He nodded to Deja, and she lifted her drink and a tiny toast before taking a sip. Hi, Deja. She, her. I know you already. Sure. They left it at that, and as you tucked into your meals, Deja changed the subject, tapping her fork thoughtfully against her plate. Elio, you go to a lot of campus events, don't you? Yeah, but how'd you know? I just remembered who you are. In the SG, we call you Galileo. You're the one who draws stars all over your feedback forms. Aw. What? I fill out the rest of the forms too. You don't have to defend yourself, man. I never do them. You don't? Deja fixed Percy with a cool look, and Cameron coughed into their fist. Deja's on the board. Oh, I mean, I'm so very looking forward to filling out a form later. In your defense, those forms are really long. Remind me to look over your shoulder later when we're handing those out. You retreated into your plate with a little mumble, and Jamie chose then to reach over, sliding a patty and half of a bun onto Elio's plate. Ooh, this is going straight into my quadruple decker. Flipping the new additions on top of his already teetering burger, Elio squished the whole thing together, ignoring the condiments that oozed over his fingers, and managed one massive bite. And that's genuinely terrifying. I've seen him accomplish worse. Are you not that hungry? Jamie lifted a kebab using his fork and pushed the skewered components free. I'm usually a light eater, and Percy knows this, as Percy knows. Again, you tell me to get you what I'm getting. I get you what I'm getting. Percy spoke with a hand to his mouth, shielding you all from any social mishap as he finished chewing. Once he was done, he pointed his empty skewer, flicking it between Jamie and Cameron. And hey, don't think you're not explaining how you know each other. The public wants to know. It's me, I'm the public. What a coincidence, I'm also the public. My middle name is, in fact, the public. What's the story? You were curious, but you weren't going to add any more pressure. You didn't really care to find out. I mean, I do want to know if you're okay telling. You weren't that curious. If they didn't want to talk about it, that was fine. You didn't really care. It was frankly weird that everyone else was getting so nosy about it. It's been a minute since I saved. Hang on. I'm a little late, but I see that someone followed, so thank you. Thank you for the new follow. Was that too quiet? Okay. Yeah, I just saw that. So, thank you. Let's see. Middle name is not. I do want to know if you're okay telling. You're curious, but you weren't going to add any more pressure. I'm between these two. I mean, I do want to know if you're okay telling. You're curious, but you weren't going to add any more pressure. This one's fun though. This is the funnest option. But I'm gonna choose one of these two. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his tail. If he hollers, make him pay $50 every day. My mother says you are it. I saved. We'll say this one. Cameron pressed their lips together, picking at the tab of a canned drink they'd set aside. It's really not that much to talk about. They looked at Jamie, and he shrugged lightly, contributing the barest of explanations. Bake sale, second year. Well, that narrows it down to approximately a full year of bake sales if your paperwork is right. Have fun figuring out which one it was. All I've figured out so far is you're both third-year students. Jamie and Cameron nodded, and Deja twirled her finger to indicate everyone else. And And the rest of us are all second years? Yep. Astrophysics major. Biology, trying for a minor in math. Urban and environmental planning. And Cam and I are both poli-sci. But Cam's also majoring in philosophy. Philosophy? Percy, isn't that your current bet? Sure is. The two of them looked pointedly at Jamie, who calmly took another bite of salad. Maybe that's how they met. I'm not telling. Why? What's your major, Jamie? He won't tell us, and we literally live with him, and we still don't know. You weren't sure which half of that to focus on. The fact that these three were roommates, or the sudden emphasis on the mystery that was Jamie Porter. If I had to guess, I'd say some kind of engineering. Pre-med track. He shook his head twice in a row. Communications, biology, business, theater, sports management, forensic science, architecture, linguistics. I've completely switched to just using the mouse in my left hand, and I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm leaning towards business, architecture, or let me double check what linguistics is. Not linguini. Linguistics. What is linguistics? The scientific study of language and its structure, including the study of morphology, syntax, phonetics, and semantics. Specific branches of linguistics include sociolinguistics, dialectology, psilinguistics, computational linguistics, historical comparative linguistics, and applied linguistics. Okay, well, that was a lot of words, but language. Okay, so the thing is, I don't think he's a theater major. I think we would, he's popular, but I don't know, I feel like he's not a theater major because he's really awkward around people. He can't be biology because Percy's biology. And I don't think he's communications either because, yeah. Sports management, I don't know much about Jamie, but I don't think it's sports management. I think I'm going to choose architecture, but a part of me wants to choose linguistics. So I know business is also there, and I haven't really given a reason to not choose forensic science, but I feel like it's one of the last two, architecture or linguistics. Nope. Dang. Hang on. No, still no. Okay, well. well, just to... Yeah, okay. They're probably all incorrect, to be honest. But anyways, let's load back up. We said architecture. This is the architecture one, right? I only saved architecture, I think. He says that every time. We'll get him one of these days. You can't just look at his homework, or... By now the megaphone's whine and crackle was a familiar sound, and as the music dimmed, Raina hopped up onto her perch with a smile and a wave. Hey y'all! Hope everyone's having a fun time! When Her backyard erupted in cheers. Raina giggled and curled a lock of her hair behind her ear. Glad to hear it. I have an announcement to make. As you know, I'm your SGB president, and thus it may surprise none of you to hear that today's party is a test run for a new yearly event. Welcome to the Student Government Scavenger Hunt. Murmurs swept through the crowd and heads tucked back and forth as people tried to guess where the game would take place. Drinks, snacks, and lawn games were scattered all over the place by now. It was impossible to tell whether anything... It was impossible to tell whether anything was hidden amongst the clutter. If you're busy eating or chilling out, feel free to keep doing that. But I'm pleased to say that we have a prize up for grabs, set aside from our funding this year. You can form teams of up to 3, and the prize will be evenly split. But I'm sorry. The prize is $500, right? Hang on, I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy calculator because I'm that person. Because I'm that person and I remember the Gumball episode. I don't think it divides evenly to 3. So what happens to the rest of it if you do choose a team of 3? Yeah, there'll be... So, how does that work? Right, there's an extra $1. Extra $2? I think it's extra $2. Let me see. So, you can't see my calculator because I don't have it up. But, yeah, there's an extra $2. So everyone would get $166. This is our group. Our group is a group of 3. Our group is a group of 3. So, if it was 500, if I'm recalling correctly, that's fine. I'm sure that they're, like, in our case, like, me personally, I know that my character would be fine letting Deja and Cameron take the extra $1 if it does need be. But maybe the $2 will be taxes, you know, like how, like, when you if you win like the lottery and stuff, they gotta take part of it off. Oops, I missed the end of the race. No, that's okay. Anyways, you can form teams of up to 3 and the prize will be evenly split. The first to bring me all items on our list and be the first to... Oh my gosh, I can read. Be the first to bring me all the items on our list and you will win $500. The silence collapsed instantly into a storm of whoops, howls, and downright feral screeches. In the chaos, you traded glances with Deja and Cameron. It was time. You know what we must do. Win. Not if we find everything first. Elio grinned widely, looking at the 3 of you as he made a questioning gesture. You nodded in return, and he leaned quickly across the fire pit, stacking everyone's empty plates and cups before hopping up to find a trash can. When he scampered off, Percy stood to stretch leisurely, tugging at a lock of Jamie's hair and scuttling aside to avoid a light swat. Well. Looks like we'll be bitter rivals for a little bit. It looks that way, yes. And just like that, the gauntlet was thrown. Elio had shown his competitive spirit during volleyball, but now that a cash prize was on the line, it was his turn to see how driven Deja could be. Strategy D? We split up, divide and conquer. Who's gonna go what? Teams, get ready! Your targets are a chickadee plushie, a school t-shirt, and a flag with the board's initials on it. Your time starts now! Go, go, go! Raina lifted an air horn with her other hand, effectively muting any attempts to formulate a plan with a long, ear-splitting honk. Elio pelted away at once, while Percy pulled Jamie from his chair and ushered him in another direction. You glanced at your friends. You had mere seconds to decide how you'd do this. We searched, then we meet by the back porch. Zora? I'm gonna search in front of the house. I'll go out front. Because I feel like there's in front of the house. I thought it was going to be a time choice, to be honest. Like, I tried to answer it as quickly as possible. But it was in front of the house, inside the house, or out back. The backyard is huge. The house seems like there's a lot going on in the house. I've been in the house before, but I think we're going to go out front. I think out front is a good choice for me. I kind of wanted to go inside, but at the same time, I've been inside. I haven't really been that far out front. I mean, it doesn't look like it's too bad. Anyway. Then I'll go inside. Cam, you've got the yard. They bounced up and down on the balls of their feet, all their wallflower inclinations pushed aside for the chance to scramble, scoot, and search. Go get him, Tiger. For money! Cameron sprinted off, and Deja gave you a quick salute, then spun to stalk toward the back door. You turned and jogged past the porch, through the gate, and onto the front lawn. Some students were already here. I didn't even save. Wow. Roaming the porch and peeking carefully through the hedges and I know what this flower is. Why can't I read it? You know what the flower is. Hydrangeas? You went further, stopping by Cameron's parked car as you scoped the place out. There wasn't much else here. The garage was firmly shut, and the grass was mowed too short to hide anything in. Your eyes wandered along the driveway toward the neighboring houses. Personally, I think we should start breaking into cars. Oh, hey, Percy. Hi. What are you doing here? You leaned to look around the side of the car, and Percy went on tiptoes to peek over the top. Students straggled away from the hedges with dirty knees and disappointed frowns. Some seemed to be contemplating how to get into the garage, and another few went through the front door to search inside. With a shake of your head, you stepped onto the sidewalk. You might find an overlooked spot if you thought quickly, but you'd have to deal with a certain someone trailing your every step. What are you doing? I'm making sure you're not going to pull one over on me. Uh-huh. And why? I literally just found out your friend's on the SG board. What am I going to do? Not check all the places you do? With a hidden smile, you ducked your head a little, feeling a fizz of amusement that lightened your steps. Actually, I made it clear we shouldn't have any advantages. Sure. Or you're trying to throw me off. Sorry, buddy, but I'm not letting you out of my sight. You shrugged and Percy grinned before crouching abruptly to check under the closest car. That wasn't actually a bad idea. But you held off on copying him. Instead, you reached out to flicker the letter flag on Raina's mailbox, then opened it to glance inside. It was stuffed full of tiny maroon flags, each one triangle-shaped and made of coarse fabric. They were rolled up, but you saw bits of the letters emblazoned on each one. SGB. No effing way. I wasn't expecting a quick time. Before Percy was fully back on his feet, I hadn't had my hand on the keyboard or anything. You jammed your hand into the mailbox, grabbed a handful of flags, and bolted. What? Oh, you're kidding me! You were halfway across the lawn when you heard the mailbox slam shut, and over your shoulder you spotted Percy charging after you, clutching some flags of his own. Lucky for you, you had quite the head start, but he was hot on your heels and closing in fast. You get back here. Never! The barest whiff of motion was all the warning you needed. You threw yourself into a sharp turn, and Percy swiped at the space where you'd just been as you sprinted onward. As you barreled through the gate, you caught a glimpse of Deja and Cameron on the porch. It was up to you. And so, with a burst of speed, you sprinted between the tables and leaped recklessly onto the porch, skidding to a halt in front of Raina with your bounty held high. I got it! That's game over. Raina raised her air horn overhead and gave it 2 merry, blazing beeps. Cameron wheeled you on with a whoop, and even Deja threw her arms up with a singular scream of delight. Yes! The sheer volume of Deja's victory screech knocked you and Cameron into a bout of hysterical laughter, and even Raina struggled to keep a straight face as she held up a sealed envelope. Alright, I guess since you've earned it, your spoils. The envelope was open as soon as it met Deja's hands, and as she danced down the porch steps, she pulled out a handful of crisp bills, slapping them straight into Cameron's hand. The rest went up into the sky, fluttering down over your heads. Deja laughed, more giddily than you'd ever heard her, and you couldn't help but join in. Hey, I got it! Oh, look at them! Ah, yes! The most important part, we got a picture of our friends, and we didn't let them down. Oh, this is such a great picture. Oh, this is making me happy. I like this game. I can't wait for the 4th game to come out. I'm gonna have to start saving. Gonna have to make a game fund. Boo! At least be humble about it. Can't hear you. Busy gloating. $500! $500! Percy, Jamie, and Elio stood to one side, watching with various degrees of amusement as you transitioned from jumping and screaming to picking up all the bills off the ground. Somehow, I thought $500 would be like a lot more than this. It's all in larger denominations and perfectly spendable, of course. And oh, are we gonna spend it? I'm buying you both cars. We're gonna have matching cars. But you give us rides all the time. I don't hate giving you rides, but I'll say it again. Matching cars. What about parking or the environment? We have a decent transit system. That's actually the problem with most cities. All right, I get it. Cameron threw a hand up in defeat, fanning themselves huffily with their handful of prize money. I just want everyone to know I did wave my hand when I read Cameron's line. I fanned my hand. Not quite myself, but my hand. We'll buy you a city instead. One close by so we can visit. I didn't even know it was possible to debate this much over prize money. Your fiercest rivals of the day strode closer with varying degrees of enthusiasm, Elio chuckling as he looked peaceably between you and your friends. I would have just put it into savings, I think. Or you'd be ordering takeout. Congrats on the win. I'm still not convinced it's a fair win, but it really was dumb luck, you know. Well, I'll take your word for it. The adrenaline of the scavenger hunt wore away at last, and as all of you slipped into casual banter, Deja looked down at the refilled envelope in her hands with pursed lips. I should recount all of this, actually. Yeah, I think there's some grass in there now, too. Want to sit? Then finally, the festivities began to wind down. Evening crept closer, and lights strung through the yard flickered on to replace the dwindling sunlight. Comforted by the softness of the spring breeze, you stretched out your legs on the lawn, leaned back onto your hands as you listened to the conversations around you. You mind if I hand your share out later? Yeah, there's no rush. In the car, maybe? Cameron reappeared and flopped down next to you, having disappeared to spirit an entire stack of fully packeted Tupperware into their car. We're all set, but I'm good to keep hanging out. I told my parents they didn't have to wait up. It's been a lot. I wouldn't mind a little more time off my feet. Deja rolled her head slowly back and forth, and gravity pulled her braids back as she stretched. He took her cue to relax, and as you scanned the gradually emptying yard, you felt your shoulders slopping down with the weight of a day well spent. It'd been more fun than you expected, and you met some new people. There was a series of coincidences that strung you all together here, below the willow tree in Raina's backyard. Somehow, by a handful of chances, you ended up with 3 new acquaintances and a collection of new colorful memories. You couldn't help but wonder what was next. Do you guys have any big plans after this? Well, we're definitely not about to steal that prize money from you. What could possibly convince any of you to do that? Whether or not I make a distraction? Aw, Elio. Aw, Elio. No, you sound disappointed in me. Don't do me like that, Zora. With Elio's help withdrawn, Percy made a harmless pass at the envelope still in Deja's lap as she brushed his hand away with a flick of her wrist. Laughter rippled through your group, and Elio leaned away from his roommate as Percy rolled his eyes and smacked him in the arm. Do you 3 live nearby? Zara and I are on campus. Cam commutes from farther out. That's cool. We're on campus most of the time, too. Kinda weird we haven't run into each other at events before. Well, it was just Elio early on. This is kinda new for us, too. But it's been fun hanging out. It'd be dope if we kept in touch for, the next party or whatever comes up. Elio dug his phone out of his pocket and unlocked it and held it out. After a bit of self-conscious hesitation entered his posture, and he smiled a little nervously as his arm lowered. I mean, only if you're down for it. No pressure, seriously. So he said, but giving your number to Elio? He was nice enough, but you hadn't really clicked with him yet. You wouldn't mind hanging out with him again. He could be a new friend. He is actually pretty cute. You might have had a little crush on him. We don't mind hanging out. He could be a new friend. See, it's been a minute since I saved. Those quick time events, they kept me on my toes. The excitement of playing this game. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure I click. Sometimes I click and I'm like, did I click the right option? But yeah, you wouldn't mind hanging out with him again. He could be a new friend. Frankly, if he hadn't asked, you might have. It wasn't often you just clicked with people you met at campus events, but Elio had passed the standard with flying colors. Sure, no problem. Reaching out, you quickly added your number to Elio's contacts and handed his phone to Deja to continue the exchange. Guess we'll be seeing a lot more of each other then. You think so? When Elio says that he wants to make plans, he usually makes good on them. And those plans all involve you? Oh, they've got to. I'm his favorite. The prospect of hanging out with Percy more was A little indifferent, you weren't sure what to think of him really. Exciting, he'd be fun to spend more time with. Embarrassing, you had a tiny crush on him and hoped he wouldn't notice. I'll keep it here. But right now, if I did have to pick one, Percy is currently my favorite. I like all of them, but yeah. We'll do this one. After he'd explained himself, it was clear flirting was a part of how Percy kept the mood light. He didn't really mind it. In fact, you could look forward to bantering right back. While numbers were traded, you noticed Jamie sitting quietly back. He didn't seem intent on joining in, but it was easy to guess why. You couldn't imagine the campus boyfriend giving out his contact info quite so freely. But Percy leaned against him with a quiet question, and he didn't refuse right away. His faith in his friends seemed to... Oh my gosh, I looked at this word the other day. His doubts. And he nodded a little, granting silent permission for his number to be included in the group chat. That was pretty normal. This seemed like the most you could expect from him. As unlikely as it seemed, you did hope you could be friends with him. That was lucky for you, or maybe unlucky. You already knew you had a little crush on him. Oh, let me save. I saved the other two. I gotta save Jamie too. Hey, look, 11:11. I was a bit late because I'm a slow reader. They could have been 10, 11, 12, but now it's 10, 11, 13. I wish for you at 11:11. He may have been the campus boyfriend, but before he was anyone's dream date, he was just Jamie. Hopefully, if you treated him as normally as Percy and Elio did, he'd open up to seeing you as a friend too. Almost as soon as Elio had his phone back, your phone pinged with a new text. Hey guys. Hi. Oh hi, this is Percy. I can't do the smiley face and a thumbs up. I'm gonna guess that's Cam. So the other number is Deja. Good guess. Jamie, you have to say something so I know which number is you. Hi. Oh, cool. You can see the Can I? Wait. Can I click on these? I can. I could click on these. This is so cool. So like this is, so this is the group chat. Don't forget to plan tomorrow. We got it. Do you run it down? No. Faith. Run down. I pick you up early. We go to Dickinson's. Then you guys pick me up and we go to Raina's with the goods. Easy. Okay, good job. Now get some rest, especially you, Zora. After this read through, if you say so. All night, guys. Good night. Mwah, mwah. See you tomorrow. Night. I can just check out the 5th floor group chat. Behave. Ooh, what's this? Do you have... Sorry, got pulled away for something. SGB? For once, no. Had to answer a question from a classmate. Anyway, do you have time to run something to Cam? They left their assignment at our place, and I just saw the text, they texted me like an hour ago. Thumbs up. Sent. Do you have very funny, Zora. LOL. These are different time frames, I think, for the chats. Deja, I don't want to push, but I'm here if you want to talk. Oh shoot, you heard that? Lol, I'm sorry. It's very sweet of you to worry, but I was literally crying over my fave character dying. Wait, Christofferson? No! That's what I'm saying. Start the episode over, I'm coming! I'm gonna have fun reading these messages, guys. I love a good group chat. Love a good chat function. My life is over. What happened? My entire archive gone, just gone. All my reaction pictures lost to oblivion. How'd that even happen? So I forgot to back up my data. And you know how my mom got me a new phone? Gone forever. Forever. Think of it this way, Cam. You can collect new ones. It's not the same, and the fact you think that it is says everything I need to know about you. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Zora. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Zora. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Zora. Hey, Cameron. Cameron, you're gonna be late for class. Your exams, Cameron. I've been tapping the window for 20 minutes. Oh, this is the group chat. Wait, so then that means this one's different. Yeah, I just assumed, but yeah, okay. Haha. We should play 3-on-3 volleyball next time. Bring it on. Me, Deja, and Cam versus you and your boys? Not on your life, man. Well, I like how this is your first text to me. We're gonna say, oh wait, let me see. Me, Deja, and Cam versus you and your boys? Yeah. You guys think you can keep up with us? With the way you guys played today? Lol, no. Wondering what it's like for me to be living your dream? Oh, cause okay, I see. All right, and that's all the chats. The texting continued into the night, well after Cameron drove the two of you back to your apartment. There were a few hiccups here and there as everyone got used to each other's texting styles. At least the mistakes along the way were easy fodder for inside jokes. But bit by bit, the lulls between your messages got longer, and as sleepiness set in, your mind wandered to the unlikeliness of the day's events. You'd met them by chance, in quick succession, thanks to one event. It would have been so very easy to have never crossed their paths. If you had been a fraction of a second later, or if you had not gone to the party at all, maybe you'd already be asleep by now. You would have remained perfect strangers, but now, when you imagined life on campus, they were there in your mind's eye, and you were in theirs. One day, just one day, and the picture had completely changed. Who knew what tomorrow would bring? Oh, there's more? I really did think it was going to end there. Wait, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I got messages. Okay, let's see. $500 pickup. Okay. That's the name of the group chat. That's funny. Psst. Percy, do you copy? Psst. Yes, Major Elio, I do copy. Elio. It's Elio. Oh my gosh. There's interference on this line. I think other people are listening. Psst. Oh no, what do we do now, Commander? Psst. Did I get a promotion? IDFK. I don't know military ranks. What are you guys doing, lol? Lol. Just want to know what you guys are up to. I'm at the student union organizing stuff for SGB. Studying, crying. How's that going, Deja? There, Cam. Exam season's almost over. Nothing much. You? Let's... This is gonna be full of saves by the time we're done with this. That doesn't make me feel better. That's worse. That means I have less time to study. Are you having trouble? No, it's just boring, LMAO. Cam, come on, Cam. It's not like you to choose. This is how I feel. This is why this is how I feel when I'm messaging. I can't read that fast. I can't respond that fast. Hang on. Oh no. Okay, wait. Sorry. Come on, Cam. It's not like you choose the two most boring subjects in the world to major in. Wait. No, you could say it's true. You could say it, it's true. We can study together if you want, Cam. Oh, good idea. I need to study too. Anyone else down? Let's make a study group. Group. I auto-corrected that. My brain, I really thought that said group, and then I read that one, and I was like, huh? You know what I mean. Well, I'm not opposed to it. That sounds like it could be fun. Would it be helpful if I got a study room? How about we meet tonight at the library? At the college I went to, well, no, they updated it. Okay, so the study rooms used to be in the library. So it's like, for my very first second, it was like, that's the same place. I mean, I think you still can have a study room in the library, but they also they made another building, the student government building. The student union, but that's where like all the student government stuff happens now. But there's study rooms in there too. So anyways, I'll ask, would it be helpful if I got a study room? That'd be great if you could, Zora. Do you need the link? No, I got it. Dope, thanks, Zora. I'll go tell Jamie, lol. Oh, then get a room big enough for 6 if Jamie's coming. Sure. No need to tell me, I've been reading all the messages. Excellent. Wait, I didn't read the last. You shouldn't use an egg then. Shouldn't you use an egg then? Because use a chicken. It's excellent. I think it's funny that group chat is $500 pickup. Oh my gosh, it's not over yet. I'm yeah, okay. I still have time too, so let's go. Let's start an event. See, look at this in the library. That's so funny. I mean, I guess it was the same thing either way, but like, it's like, are we meeting in the library or should I get the room? You know, there's a slight difference to those things. There's like an important difference to those things. As the semester continued to wind down, finals marched ever closer, regardless of anyone's wishes to the contrary. While it was great that the boys were feeling studious too, the main priority was still to help Cameron focus long enough to make a dent in their coursework. Your time was mostly spent resisting the urge to flip your phone face up on the table. It was only the lurching, sick feeling of knowing you had to study that kept you from doing so. But unfortunately, that left you with very little energy to, study. Can I borrow your ruler? Yep. After quiet exchange, you couldn't help but glance over at the complete mess on their side of the study room. Books and binders formed a wobbly blockade, interspersed with pencils and scrap paper. You could just barely see their laptops hidden within, whirring plaintively from the nest of charging cables. Thanks. From next to you came the irritated scratch of lead. As Cameron crossed something out, you peeked down with half a mind to ask what's wrong, when Deja caught your eye. Raising a hand as if to adjust her lone earbud, she instead touched a finger to her lips, signaling you to let them keep trying. You gave her a soft smile, grateful for her help as always. Still, you couldn't help but feel bad for Cameron. They were trying, and despite that, you had a feeling their focus was fraying fast. You did something encouraging on Cam's paper. You gave some quiet words to support. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Give me just like 1 second. I gotta look away for a moment. I don't know. I feel like my reading's getting worse. I don't have my glasses. Maybe that's why. No, it's like, I think I've explained this before, but I can see without my glasses, but they are also technically reading glasses. But also, I kind of try to wear them more often, but I forgot them in a different room. Okay. Cameron looks like they're struggling. You doodled something encouraging on Cam's paper. You gave Cam some quiet words of support. You showed Deja you felt bad about making Cam struggle. You decided not to do anything. Oh, this is a hard one because, like, doodling on the, I know we're studying, but like doodling on the, well, Cam doodled on our paper. Cam doodled on our paper. Oh, whoa. I wasn't expecting to see a change in the stats. I wonder if it changes by like the end of the day or the end of an event is when the stats update based on which options you did. I knew it. I'm not helping her confidence at all. It's a little more than it had been, though. It's a little more than it had been. This is just so funny. It looks like a kite. It looks like a kite, actually. Wow. Well. Oh, composure. When is that like when you don't do the loud thing, but you gotta join in the group sometimes. Okay, I just came to look at Cameron's doodles, but I won't know if it'll help. I wanna. So, the only thing is that sometimes when I need to make decisions, did I say it before this? Not really. The only thing about when I need to make decisions, I like to reread the conversation. But I can't. There is a log in this game, but I just can't look at the log when I have to make a decision. And that is, doodle sling. Showed Deja you felt bad about making Cameron struggle. Gave Cam some quiet words of support. I decided not to do anything. Deja said not to say anything. So that makes me not want to say the quiet words of support. But I do feel bad. I do feel bad if I don't do anything. But if I doodle on Cam's paper, then that might distract them. Right? Wait, where's my spinner? I didn't get a spinner. Let me get the spinner. The spinner will tell me what to do. The spinner will tell me what to do. Actually, maybe I should flip a coin. Top option, bottom option coin. What do you think? Really? This coin is only said tails, like every single time. Let me see. Let me get a spinner. Let me see what the spinner thinks. I might end up just doodling. Option 4. I don't know. I'd feel worse not doing anything. And that was a 4. Okay, wait. The spinner thinks we should do option 1. Coin, do you agree with the spinner? Watch this be the first time it says heads. Oh, it agrees. It agrees with the spinner. Okay, we're gonna do that. And I already saved, so it's okay. Reaching for a pencil, you leaned over to commandeer a bit of Cameron's scratch paper. Quickly, you drew a small round hamster with one paw stuck out in a thumbs up. Shoulders relaxing a bit, they added a pair of very cool sunglasses to your doodle, then scribbled underneath. Thanks. You shifted back to the corner of the table, trying not to distract them too much. When a new doodle slid onto your papers, depicting a cheerful round duck waving a thumbs up. Oops, I think I distracted them. Okay. Do you write Percy surreptitiously? Yes, I went to college. I didn't use as many big words. I went to community college. I have my associates. Surreptitious. That's the word, right? Surreptitiously. Well, I'll just go with surreptitious. Secret. Kept secret, especially because it would not be approved of. Oh, okay. In a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention secretively. Okay, cool. To your right, Percy surreptitiously turned back to his assignment. He stifled a small snort of amusement, then stowed the note in your pencil case for safekeeping. Yeah, okay. You finally reached for your phone and checked the time. Against all odds, the 5 of you had actually managed a good 2 hours of quiet, focused studying. Miracles did happen. That just left Jamie, who sat across from you with his chin propped in one palm. He was easily the most relaxed of all of you all, which made sense considering all he had with him was a single book. He was clearly not studying, despite showing up to the session. Was he planning to do it later? As if detecting your train of thought, his gaze shifted up to meet yours. What now? You quietly glanced back down at your work, lest you get called out for staring. You kept staring, raising an eyebrow into a curious expression as he caught your eye. So, normally, I would just probably look away. But this is Jamie, and I feel like it's more awkward to... Do you know what I mean? Because, like... I don't know. It feels like we'll do the curious expression because it feels like it's less than normal. I mean, like, no. I don't know how to describe this. It's Jamie in particular. And, like, being gawked at and stuff, I feel like looking away is almost like saying that's what you're doing. And we're not saying that. We're just like, dude, you brought a book. Well, you're not joining our study session? No, he joined it, but he's not studying. And whether that means he needs to study or not, we don't really know. That's Is something wrong? He broke the silence easily and without remorse, holding your eyes steadily. Staring at him like this, you couldn't miss the faint crease of annoyance in his brow. Maybe I should have looked away. I might go back. No, it's nothing. I don't want to be annoying. I'm gonna see. He didn't seem to notice, or at least he didn't say or do anything to indicate otherwise. Look, I guess people always staring at him. I didn't actually properly ask a question to this coin. Should I stick with this route? I'm cheating. It's okay. I'm not trying to annoy him. I thought that we was gonna do a conversation. And that. See, this reminds me of like one of my teachers in high school said, when you choose an answer, and then you go back to change that answer, you're right the first time. And again, like I said, normally I would look away. So I guess I should have just stuck with that. And I'm going to continue sticking with that. Breaking the silence with a dramatic... Oh, did I read that? I didn't read it. Cameron said that they're done. They said... I'm done. Breaking the silence with a dramatic groan, Cameron collapsed as if exhausted into your side. Yeah, we're gonna... All done? All done with this page. I don't want to think about what's left. Well, good news is you got these right. Sliding their paper back over to them, Deja gave everyone at the table an appraising look. Stretch break? Water, too. Instantly, Elio nudged his laptop away and stood before folding himself neatly backward, arms outstretched, arching smoothly and way too flexibly from a standing position into a full-on bridge. Whoa. Oh, that's better. Why is the last paragraph always so hard to write? Just copy your introduction. Or rehash your main arguments. Or try writing something about scope. Personal significance. Personal significance? Elio gave you a grateful grin, I'll bet a bit of a strained one given his current position. Thanks, Laura, but I don't know how personal I can get without spectroscopy. With that, the room fell fully into break mode. Cameron wiggled off their seat and away to the restrooms in a flash, and Deja settled into a gentle lunge on the floor, stretching out her calf while scrolling her phone for a new study playlist. I'm gonna grab a refill. Anyone else need one? If you don't mind. Scooping up their empty water bottles, Elio stepped toward the door as well. Percy seemed disinclined to follow for once, still marking something down on his papers. Jamie, of course, was still reading, though you caught him indulging in a subtle, cat-like arch of his spine out the corner of your eye. Oh. Who should I check on? Who should I hang out with? Do you think anyone's done that one, what's that song? At least part of it for, what is it? Me and my boys gonna, you up? I rolled a one. My boys are otherwise engaged. I'm gonna have to bring it on myself. Hey! Anyone done that with any of the groups in this yet? I know the game is still in demo, but you know. Shoot. I want to talk to everyone. I can't talk to everyone. I can only talk to one person. So let's see. Ooh, I lowered my chair, and that is not. Why did I do that? Okay. I already saved. Okay, I gotta decide who to hang out with. I might go talk to Deja, but let's see. There's 5 of them, right? 2 + 3, yeah, 4. Who's number 4? Is 4 Deja? It is! The spinner says I should go talk to Deja. Cause like, listen, I was like, oh, am I gonna end up helping Elio refill the water bottles? Maybe. But then gave me the option. And each time something happened, I was like, oh, okay, am I going to talk to that person? Are we going to, this is my options. I have options. Percy gave us a note. It was a little doodle. Okay, we're gonna talk with Deja. She'd been pretty focused on helping Cameron until the last half hour or so. You slid over and stole Cam's chair for a bit, leaning to take a peek at her notes. You'd say Deja's workspace was organized meticulously, but the pins and midliners scattered everywhere would say otherwise. They had been lined up neatly when you'd first gotten here, so that was a better sign than any that she'd actually been working. There was a half-finished schematic in her journal, marked with plenty of color-coded notes. Before you could look closer, Deja dropped back into her seat, nudging her shoulder against yours. Looking for something? Nah, I'm just admiring your handwriting. Admittedly, these are my revision notes. My class notes are a disaster. Curious? She nudged a protractor and a few pins aside, and you leaned in to examine the schematic more closely. At a glance, you could identify a residential district and a commercial district based on the color key in the corner. There was also a list of names, some of which were crossed out, but this didn't look like an actual existing city, which meant it's my city. I always knew you'd end up with your own city one day. Someday, yes, but not this one. It's for one of my introductory classes. I'm supposed to create a city of, or at least its land. At least its land use plan. It's kind of like a blueprint. It shows where things can get built and where things should exist. And this one's kind of based on Farville, but it's got some of my hometown in it. Oh, sorry. It's all kind of boring if I get too into it. No, it's not boring at all. Let me hear more about Cape Deja. How'd you decide where things need to go? It's not really much to look at, huh? Which parts are Farfield and which parts are your hometown? Ooh. Oh, I should save over that other one simply because I don't like it. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's here in the books we all saw. Ooh. Okay, yeah, which parts are Farfield and which parts are your hometown? Well, cities make more from taxes if they have more mixed-use zones, like here. She tapped a spot where a residential area bordered a more multi-purpose district. Farfield does this a lot. It's a smaller city, but when people put down roots, it's partly because the distance between where you live and where you do things isn't bad. As for where I'm from, the parks are pretty small, and there's not much for the kids to do. I've been thinking about that while I work. And I'm trying to plan a place that prioritizes nature more instead of just building over all the available land. There was a hint of a fond smile on Deja's face as she leaned on one elbow to look down at her work. You had the inkling this was more than just an end-of-semester project to her. You put a lot of thought into this. Yeah, I'm never going to get to build a city from scratch. Every city already has a land use plan. And I'll have to work with whatever a bunch of people decided on a decade ago. But it's nice to entertain the fantasy at least. I hope whoever you end up working with sees how much you really care about what you do. Oh, they will. I won't give them any other choice. Rapidly approaching footsteps signaled the end of your break, and you leaned back for a last-minute stretch as Elio and Cameron returned to the study room. It seemed that everyone still had something to occupy themselves with, and so, with a scattering of grumbles and sighs, you settled back in around the study table. Taking a quiet breath to steady yourself, you flipped your notes back open, determined to finish up on a strong note. All told, you managed a collective 15 minutes of continued studying, and it seemed that was all you'd get, as all too soon Elio dropped his pencil and leaned back. Aw man, I'm getting hungry. Grabbing his jacket from the back of his chair, he slung it over his shoulders, lifting his water bottle out of habit afterward. I'll do a snack run. Any requests? Grab me a juice? Yep. Anyone else? Yeah, anything's fine. Deja murmured her agreement soon after, offering Elio an appreciative smile before returning to her textbook. That left. I'll just come with, I think. Shutting his laptop, Percy scooped up his bag and made to stand as well. You'll need a hand, won't you? True. Zara, you want anything? Okay. Maybe I should go hang out with them because I just hung out with Deja. And, I'm not going to think of anything. What are the options? Where are they even going for a snack run? Can I text you if I think of anything? What are we getting? What are the options? I don't know what the options are. Let's go hang out with Elio, Percy. Yeah. Let's go hang out with Elio and Percy. They got it here. Gonna be studying. I didn't help with the water. Let's help with the food. Oh, did I read those? The options are actually I'll tag along or can I text if I think of anything? Wait, let me just reload. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oh shoot. Do I get off at 12 or 12:30? 10? 11, 12. Oh, I gotta get off soon. I wasn't expecting this to go another week. Okay, I'll tag along. I'll actually tag along, if that's alright. Oh, I didn't read the other one. Just can I text you if I think of anything? I went back so I could read it, and then I still didn't read it. If that's alright. Of course. Oh, well, have fun then. Deja flicked a wrist gently in your direction, seemingly unperturbed. You made sure you had your essentials with you, then set your bag in your chair and pushed it in before leaving. Well, that makes me just slightly curious about what the other response would have been, so now I gotta check. Okay, listen, it's gonna be at the edge of my brain if I don't check. As if puppeted by the same strings, both Percy and Elia gave you a single thumbs up. Sure. Percy and Elia darted out of the room when you heard a sputter of laughter before the door was even shut. Yeah, okay, we're gonna... Look, listen, I'm gonna save it over here, but, so maybe in the future I'll revisit it, but I'm gonna go back to my choice of here, because I want to hang out with them. Look, that sign says nonfiction so clearly. I told you I can read. Okay. Exiting the study room, you sped into a slight trot to catch up, slotting neatly into the space between Percy and Elio. Stopping at the end of the hall, you gathered in a casual semicircle around the vending machine. Yeah, see, I know what's in the vending machine. The selection was underwhelming. There was little else aside from room temperature fruit snacks, water, and sugar-free gum. Maybe that machine hadn't been refilled in a while? Not much to look at, huh? It's not exactly tempting. Percy stretched his foot out and tapped gently at the machine's base, his mouth drawing into a lopsided smile. Elio's fingers drummed thoughtfully on his water bottle. For your part, you cast a pessimistic eye over the vending machine again, arms crossing loosely in front of you. Hey, look, it's one of those water refill things. That's how they refill them. They just like boop, 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 boop. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. Okay, I really will have to get off soon because I'm doing this thing that where I was doing it yesterday too, where I start looking at the screen with just one eye. Like I close my eye and then like it's a little awkward because then it's like weird to open the other eye because it's been closed for so long. I'm starting to do that. Shoot. I wouldn't mind something sweet. I do want something else to drink. I could go for something crunchy. Come to think of it, I am pretty hungry. See, sweet, crunchy, those are always the options, you know? Okay, we're gonna save here. Should I just wrap up and... Well, that kind of expects me later. Oh, what do we want to get? Something sweet, something crunchy? I have allergies now. It's easier to find something sweet than it's something crunchy than something sweet with my allergies, to be honest. I think. Well, actually, if we just go for ice cream, if we just go for like normal ice cream, then it might be fine as long as it's like a basic flavor. Okay, let's go. The food court's been stocking Blondie bars lately. Want one of those? Oh, you've sparked my curiosity. Yeah, they put espresso chocolate chips in them. I count it as breakfast. I count it as a breakfast item. And now you have my interest. Well, that settles it. Turning on his heel, he stuck a hand out and pushed the door to the stairs open. Let's hit the food court. And without further ado, he set off, whistling a slapdash tune as he bounded down the steps 2 at a time. You and Percy traded a fond look, then followed him down at a slower pace, all the way until you exited the library's main lobby. As soon as you set foot on the green, though, the plan fell apart. Is that a horse? That is in fact a horse. Following their line of sight, you turned to confirm what needed very little confirming, that there was, yes, just an entire living horse standing on the grassy lawn. Oh, that's a horse! You failed somewhat to keep the surprise out of your voice, though a quick glance along the rest of the quad revealed the rest of the story. It didn't take much to figure out what was going on. Now that you looked again, the horse, a handsome chestnut, was standing by a table on the lawn, manned by a student in neat riding clothes. A scan across the green revealed a second horse as well, trotting briskly down the far side of the green with a rider on its back. Oh, I didn't even know we had horses on campus. Me neither. I really picked the right school to go to. It's that easy? It's that easy. The look Elio cast towards the horses was nothing short of barefaced longing, but a small burst of laughter caught your ear, and you looked back down the green. Standing amidst artful stacked displays of lush potted plants, you spotted another pair of students who offered friendly waves as the trotting horse passed close to their side of the lawn. As if to tempt you, a cool breeze rustled through all the distant glossy leaves. Maybe it was just because you were indoors all morning, but you felt a little wistful at the sight. Lucky them having so much time on their hands. Hey, you never know. Maybe they visited the coop already. Coop? Like a birdhouse? No, wait. You don't know what the coop is? You shook your head no, and he pressed his fingers to his mouth, failing to mask the smile growing there. We can fix that. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it yet. It's a Ren Mayer's ritual. People from any department can participate. I bet they all have, this week at least. We could go check. Why is that? Why else? The look he gave you then was dry as dust, yet his eyes sparkled with a rascal enterprising spirit. It's a luck ritual, and it does not fail. He pointed a thumb over his shoulder across the width of the green and toward a walkway that cut beyond the central area of campus. It's just a hop and a skip away if you want to try it. And we can, if you want. I mean, I said I was hungry, but it's totally fine if we detour a bit. Elio's eyes switched from the horses to the plant sale, then back to you. Percy kept a cooler disposition, though he had an eye on your expression as he stood back. Honestly, you were stoked to be out of that study room. Let there be detours. You were fine coming along for the ride. It was to be expected with these two. This wasn't really what you signed up for. What happened to getting snacks? I'm fine with going along with the ride with these two. It's these two. I feel a little bad about ditching studying, but like, It almost makes me want to go back to the study room. Because, like, I'm not going to say no to this little detour, but it's like, whoops, we're detouring. We're really detouring. With a little shrug, you resigned yourself to whatever shenanigans the two would undoubtedly come up with. Why not? Really? As long as we end up at the food court, I'm game. Dude, absolutely. Ilya obviously wanted to pet horses, and Percy seemed keen on introducing you to the coop. As for you... why were there horses on the green? Those plants, were they having a sale? The coop sounded intriguing, to say the least. All of the above. All of the above. All of the above. We're super detouring, aren't we? I don't know why I didn't process that. A part of me is like, I should just leave here and let next week me decide with no context. Because, like, okay, we're going to see the horses and the coop probably either way. But what about the plants? But I am, like, why are there horses on the green? And what is the coop? What is the coop? The spinner says to do option 2. Should I do... Okay, let me ask the coin. Should I get off now and make it future me's problem? Or should I... So that's option 1, so that'll be heads, getting off now. And continuing will be tails. And let's see. And the coin said that I should get off now. Okay. We do have stuff to do today. Hang on. Yeah, and I do have this marked that they're only 3-hour streams. Okay. Then we'll leave it at this. Future me can decide. Yeah, it's probably for the best, I suppose. I didn't run over too much, and this is technically in the middle of a scene. But nothing. I got nothing. No, but like I said, I'm starting to look at it weirdly. And I don't have a drink up here. So yeah, I already saved. So let's go main menu. Let's save again because I'm not sure if I actually saved. It's right there. I saved. Why were there? Yeah, okay, I saved. Saved. Load game. Nope, wrong button. See, I can't even. Main menu. Yes. Alright, so this is fun so far. I am enjoying this game. I didn't realize that the demo was going to be another full session. Like, I wasn't sure. I couldn't really tell how long it was going to be. So I did have a backup plan for if it finished. But now, my backup plan could be next week's backup plan. And we will continue this next time. Oh, I've written this to 12:30. Should I get off? Or should I continue to 12:30? I can't tell how much is left of the demo. I don't know how to guesstimate that. My plan was 12:30. I feel like I should go to 12:30, but also okay. Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna leave it on the. I'll be right back because I need a drink. So I'll be right back, and it'll be really quickly. It'll be real quick, and I'll decide. Okay. BRB. Hi, I was gone a little longer than anticipated, so even though I signed off, I'm just gonna continue for just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Just a little longer. We'll we'll stay in the middle. Just a little longer, because I was gone longer than I meant to be gone. So it's awkward to like be like, okay, well anyways, bye. Alright, and also again, like my note here, set for 12:30. Can we check out those plants over there? Sure, why not? You moved along the green. Oh wait, I did save. I have my glasses now, but my glasses are a little broken. So they're crooked. You moved along the green, offering a friendly smile and wave. What if we don't go check out the coop? I really want to know what the coop is. Oh, okay. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if we don't check out the coop, I will reload, and we're gonna go check out the coop because that's what I actually wanted to do. I didn't know this thing. Okay. Can we not do all three of these? Oh my gosh! Wait. I want to know what the coop is. Me already hesitating. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see. But it's unlikely for us to do all three, isn't it? It is, isn't it? It's unlikely. Silly. He moved along the green, offering a friendly wave to the trotting Pinto and her rider as they passed by. Steadily the verdant leaves and nodding flowers came into view, swaying in a gentle breeze. As you got closer, two students manning the table turned to greet you, one sitting a little straighter in their lawn chair, the other stepping forward with a smile. Heya! Nope. Heya! Hi! Looking around, you came to grip with how many plants these two had managed to pile onto their oh my gosh, whoa. Had managed to pile onto, under, and around a single table on the lawn. Most of them were young sprouts, sitting in dainty plastic pots that fit easily in one hand. But you noticed some more ambitious projects here and there, all marked with handwritten tags. See anything you're interested in? Proceeds go to buying more plants. From how the second student lifted their eyebrows, you suppose they meant for you to laugh. Their tone was completely 100% serious, and they were staring a little intently at the three of you. Now when it came to you and houseplants. You had a certified green thumb. Your thumb was greenish sometimes. You had a full checkered You had a checkered past and a closet full of planty skeletons. Look, listen. I want to know what the Okay, we're gonna complete this scene, and we'll see if we get another option to see the coop. I didn't think about that beforehand. I'm curious. I'm intrigued. I didn't realize that it would immediately decide what. I don't know why I didn't realize it was going to decide what we did at the moment. That was just like an interest check. Look, we almost grew a plant. Well, no, okay, listen. I thought it was greenish sometimes. You had a checkered past and a closet full of planty skeletons. Not that plants actually had skeletons, of course. What you meant was, I might be the wrong person to entrust with anything green. Hey, no shame in that. She took your mission in stride, nodding without an ounce of hesitation. Let me see what we've got that's good for beginners. Stepping aside, she turned away to pick out some candidates at which you felt her eyes prickling the back of your neck. So, so? You gotta tell us what's up with that, please. Cause I'm not good with plants. That's what they want. That's what they. I was like, oh. You glanced at the sky, finding it woefully empty of convenient distractions. You weren't eager to share a less than flattering story, but really, you knew you were forestalling the inevitable. Well, they'd probably understand if you just explained yourself. Okay, I'll tell you. Yes! Once upon a time, my friend Deja went out of town, and she asked me to take care of all of her plants. Elio gasped. You nodded solemnly. I did everything I could. More than she asked me to, actually. You flashed back to a vision of Deja looming over you, smiling ever so calmly. She'd only smiled wider after you told her exactly how much you'd water everything. So, long story short, I killed them with kindness. That's tragic. How are you still alive? You shot him a scathing look for that, to which he only blinked like a smug lizard. Anyway, that's how Deja learned that she has to take care of all of our plants alone. Well, if you trust us to pick something out for you, you can always try again. You two are free to pick something out too. We're more than happy to share. For a price, of course, came the unspoken tail end of her advertisement as she rounded on Percy and Elio with a dangerously businesslike glint in her eye. When she looked at you so expectantly, it was a little easier to believe you might do better this time. What was the worst that could happen? Listen, wait. You declined, but to prevent another senseless death. Time to hit your redemption arc. You accepted time to hit yours. Are we still gonna check out the coop? Top option, bottom option. Top option, bottom option. Oh, top option. Okay, I was leaning towards that, but I want it to be strong and not do it, but I'm not. I looked at those stats for a second because I was like, composure, confidence. Okay, why not? You gave a little decisive nod of your head, trying to look confident as you stepped out over the metaphorical precipice that was agreeing to take care of another living being. What would you recommend? Oh, okay. She waved you over happily with her enthusiasm to... I can't read that word. To buoy. To buoy some of your doubts, you inched over to join her. After considering all the info the horticulture student gave you, you decided to take... I have to look these up. If I'm going to decide on a plant, it's not just going to be based on the information. It's going to be also what they look like. Striped. I should have said no. Wait, it was a striped snake plant? There's this type of bush that's around here, I don't know, that I've seen like at apartment complexes that I used to live at and stuff. Striped snake plant. Oh, that looks kind of big. What was the other one? Golden pothos? Golden pothos. Okay, let's. Oh, it starts off small, but it gets really big. I think that's what that picture's showing me. Okay, and then what was the last one? I only have one screen. Jade plant. Is it small? It can be. Oh, okay. Well, but some leaves look kind of big. That looks really small. I don't know. I think I'm gonna backtrack. I already said I would if I can't go see the coop. You couldn't resist the urge to reach out and lightly squish one of its leaves. Up close, you knew for sure it was a succulent. Where'd I do my glasses? Which boded well, but of course, it was very cute too. I'll go with this one. Great, let me just... She paused to flip open a binder and double-check the price. Looking behind you, you look at your friends hunched over their selection of plants with expressions of solemn consideration. How about this one? Might be too spiky. Okay, this one? He paused to crane his head sideways, attempting and failing to read the label on that particular pot. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I forgot what voice I did for the... Y'all need some help? I don't remember what voice I did for club member 2. The club second student interrupted blandly, popping up from behind one of the large plastic tubs stacked nearby. Maybe, yeah. We're just trying to figure out what could work for our place. Gotcha. You have something in mind? Oh, something that we can put up somewhere somewhere high up, maybe? Lower maintenance might be good for us too. We're in and out of the house a lot. Here, try this. Without further ado, they reached into a plastic tub, then plucked a flat piece of wood in Elio's hands. Anchored with the top by a fishing line was a frothing, nested wave of elegant arching fronds. What? Oh, goodness. The leaf or leaf-like part of a palm, fern, or similar plant. Okay. Oh, look at that! Glancing at him curiously, you notice his demeanor changing, shifting from his usual polite sincerity to something more fond and sunlit. Do you know what it is? Do you like it? Do you want to keep looking? Do you like it? Now we've hit 12:30. Yeah. His voice was as soft as a smile before he blinked and looked up with more typical cheer. Before he blinked and looked up with more typical cheer. Yeah, it's great. Hey, lucky find. Leaning over until his shoulder bumped Elio's, Percy ran his fingers along one of the wavy spring green fronds, then gave you the kind of docile smirk he usually reserved for his housemates. This guy's secretly a huge fern nerd. I don't know that much about them. Elio tucked into himself with an unusual measure of modesty, cheeks tinging a little ruddier while he was the center of attention. Seeing him get so bashful, you couldn't help but want to know more. Okay, now I'm curious. What got you interested in them? Would you say you're a fern enthusiast? Enthusiast. Okay, I was like, I know where this is a joke off of. Is that why you look so love-struck, Elio? Okay, I might try the joke. I like joking around, even though We'll try it. I would. He closed his eyes and dropped visibly, almost sagging completely over and sinking his weight into Percy. Sorry, how could you? You've punned him to death. Sensing a stir, you lowered yourself quietly to the lawn next to them. Wow, we're not going to the coop. I really want to know what happens at the coop, what the coop even is. But I'm also like too invested in this plant and learning about them stuff to go back at this point. I gotta get off soon. Alright, I'm now over time. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Sensing a stir, you lowered yourself quietly to the lawn next to them. Percy shuffled back a little in response, giving you room and seating himself on the grass with a little oomph of exertion. Okay, go. Julio snorted, but settled on his haunches regardless. The fern stayed in his grip, foliage nodding gently as he fiddled with the loose wire. Alright, I used to hike all over Kauai. I hope I said that right. I mean, I grew up there, so I was really used to being in nature, but I don't know. I never took it for granted, even before I knew I'd leave for school. There's a long trail that it goes up to Alakai Swamp. It's one of my favorites. He means long. He made me go with him a few times, and we never made it back home before sunset. Elio paused and reached over, poking Percy in the side for interrupting him. Yep. Yeep. The more I visited, the more I actually saw differences between all the plants. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh. Hawaii has a lot of, well, everything. But that trail specifically, I really got to know the place. I really liked it there. He paused again, then to look expectantly at Percy. From his spot sprawled on the grass, the other puffed a cheek out before relenting with an easy shrug. What he said. It's hard not to fall for a place like that. A lot of them were ferns, and it was fun trying to tell them apart when I was out there. It's hard, actually, but I just keep trying. Got everyone who knew me to try at least once, too. I suck at it. Percy's cheerful interjections aside, you can imagine it pretty easily. A younger Elio with his nose buried in a field guide, sitting on the side of a trail with the sun on his tousled hair. It struck you that this was his way of showing love, in its simplest form, by putting his whole heart into understanding what caught his interest. Small wonder you never felt ignored around him. Even if that meant he was taking special care not to force you into the spotlight. Does it remind you of home? Mm-hmm. The hum he gave would almost be sincere if not for the undercurrent of bittersweet longing. Conversations are so hard. Never felt compelled to be a botanist instead? What'd you spend all your hikes looking at then, Percy, if not ferns? Percy, have you ever taken Elio to do something you liked? So, are you buying it or not? I'm leaning towards one of the first two options, but also, okay. Said I would finish the scene. Now we're going over, but also it's a little okay because the plans are a little behind. I don't know. No. Okay. See, the thing is, so this is like it's not off topic, but it's about the fact that these two are probably easier in general for someone like me to befriend because I'm quiet and awkward, and how to quiet and awkward befriend quiet and awkward. And I think I'm gonna struggle a lot with Jamie, even though I think I did fine when we were in the kitchen making those cupcakes, but I don't know, now it's different. Okay. It takes a lot more than liking ferns to be a botanist. I mean, maybe if I had infinite time and tuition, yeah. Honestly, I could see it. Too bad you're so good at physics, huh? That's one way to put it. So, what do you think? You tipped your head at the fern with raised eyebrows. Elio tilted his head in turn, his mouth pursing just so. You know what? I'm for it. He hefted the staghorn on its wooden base carefully, shooting Percy an optimistic grin. I'm sure between the three of us, we could get it up on the wall somehow. I'm more worried about keeping it alive. I can hold it steady while you put it up, I guess. Sure, why not? As long as we're inviting disaster, I'll just close my eyes and guess where the hammer goes. You bumped your hip gently into Percy's, though the way he flopped dramatically back into the grass made the impact look much harder than it was. So, with the start, you each returned to the present. Hunched by the storage bin, the student from earlier peered awkwardly at the three of you, then pointed toward the main table. This is funny, like, trying to make a sound, and the people just start talking, just vibing right there, and you're just like, cough, cough. You're just gonna want to go check out over there. Oh, thanks. Yep, I'm glad you like the fern. Scrambling to your feet in hasty turns, you quickly filed back to where the other horticulture student was waiting for you. Perking up at seeing not one, but two plants ready for sale, she hurried to help both you and Elia with your purchases, practically glowing with success as she did. Looking around at how quiet the green was this close to the exams, you had to hand it to the horticulture club for managing a sale at all. It really said something about their willpower and communication skills. You wondered if you yourself would be able to flag down students for a conversation despite their looming test anxieties. And you're all set. Thanks so much for visiting. She and her fellow student gave the three of you parting waves. You, Percy, and Elio stepped back on the path, ringing the green. Shall we head back and drop these off? You hefted your new planty friend, but Elio shook his head gently. Let's just hit the food court real quick. We've got 6 hands between us. It should be fine, shouldn't it? The coop! I want to know what the coop is. I'm going to have to play the game again now. Hang on. Dang. I feel like we did some really good bonding. And we got plants. but I want to know what the group is. I know, replayability and all that. Grr. It's my fault for not little Brutus. Okay. Should I wind down now? It's almost 1. It's a little bit over. Should I just end in the middle of this? It's a new location. So yeah, I think I'll save here and we'll call it there. No, I won't do it. I want to know. Wrong button. Oh my gosh. See, my brain knows what's up. So, wait. I think I already talked about this, but so like basically this gets calibrated after an event, right? That's what it seems like. That's cool. So I wonder if there's some options where you're choosing one or the other, you know? Gut, impulse, bravery, wit, charm, creativity, patience, consideration, poise, restraint, balance. Yeah, we'll see. This is exciting. I am enjoying this game. I want to keep playing, but I don't want to like go on forever. And I want to know what the coop is. I know. I wanted to know what the horses were there for too, though. Decisions. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. For real this time, I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching. Boop. Thanks for watching. I will be back on Monday with Our Life. We're in step 3 of Our Life. We're doing a couple of DLC moments. I think next is like serendipity and boat. Really? We're almost at boat or boating, whatever it's called. Ooh. Yeah. So next week, on Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing Our Life, serendipity and boating in theory. On Wednesday, I won't be here because Long Live the Queen. I mean, I won't be here to play Long Live the Queen because I have an appointment. I don't know what time I'll get back. And then on Thursday, we'll be back with Potion Craft, and I said that I would write an essay, or read an essay at least. I'm tempted to read an essay I've already written, just to practice. I know last time I didn't end up doing that, but it was kind of, anyways. And then on next Friday, we will be back to continue playing this demo. I don't know how long the demo is, but I am very much enjoying it, and I very much am happy I'm playing it, and it's very fun. Again, I have it should still be there, right? You can just look in the, anyways, so you can find the demo on Steam. Keyframes is what the game is called. But also, someone who worked on Keyframes is on itch.io with a game called Intertwine, and you should consider getting Intertwine because it's really nice. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. It feels like a game that I should be like, you should go play it. Right. So that's the plan for next week. And yeah, so thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate it. I'm enjoying the game. I hope you are also enjoying the game. And yeah. See you on Monday. Bye.